hang out once again on this awesome day. It's a beautiful first day of the week and excellent start to a new year. If you'd like to join us in a quick, fervent, but very sincere and heartfelt, well-needed, deserved prayer, extolling our Heavenly Father as that kingdom returns through us, who diligently seek. Whose Father? Our Father, who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come. Thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thou is the power, the kingdom, and the glory forever. In Yeshua Mashiach, the King, our Prince of Peace, of the new heaven and earth, we extol, praise, glorify, and welcome in his fullness as we diligently seek in our disobedient fleshes and our flesh. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. What a blessing. What a blessing, my daughter spent over an hour trying to get this stream to go through. Apparently the enemy has different plans for our streaming abilities, but we just continue to try as we do. With a means to a peaceful end, we succeed. Just like you said today, Casey, everything will be revealed and brought to our understanding. And I mean understanding. Well, you'll be like, oh, I see that. I see why. Oh, Uncle Fester, he would fit in. Oh, what a blessing, people. I'm still waiting for that second indication. I don't want to go too far because I'm in on their Wi-Fi right now. Mine either doesn't have enough bandwidth, and now that I'm above water financially, our heavenly creator willing, as that kingdom returns, I'll get some bigger, broader bandwidth so that I can start running streams from my own home. So my daughter, she's not a computer guru, or she's not that tech savvy, but she knows enough to know. And my son's been absolutely so busy, he hasn't been able to come over and diagnose what has been the issues before and maybe remedy them. She even said, yeah, something's going on. You've got. So what she did, she logged out. She knows all my passwords. Very simplistic person, creatures of habit. She restarted my computer, re-downloaded the Twitch app, and then did a little research search and seen that people that are using mobile apps to do streams are having issues with the time. I don't know the technical term, but how it's always lagging. Just like I had no audio at the house, well, I have no video, and this doesn't work at all. My phone, absolutely, I can't do a stream at all on my phone anymore, and that's the only place I used to be able to do it. And when I had Comcast, and I was paying out the nose until they started, once they come sideways and lie, after all that, I was done. But it ran smooth. That was $120 a month. And now the next option is to go a little more broad bandwidth, if I'm understanding that correctly, like the guy at HughesNet said, and that might clear up the issues so that I can start doing streams on this at my home. But I'm going to keep trying. He said try, and so now that I'm above water, thank our heavenly water and our heavenly water, our Father who's above them waters, separate the waters from the waters. And By the way, I heard someone say that the firmament is like sapphire. I also believe the rakia, as it is down there. But as he would see to it, he's made it available and accessible, doable, feasible, tolerable to work for the enemy on a corporate scale and view and standpoint, considering I'm not only understanding, I'm in some ways supporting for the means of a greater good, slopping that hogwash, which I haven't really got skilled at doing, so I do everything else pretty much. He would have it, our Heavenly Father, opened up a lot of hours, but I'm not complaining. I'm absolutely so thankful of Tawana. I have a whole different perspective, an outlook, an appreciation for not only her, for people that do fast food. No respecters of person. Absolutely not, Casey. You notice he says, those that are dead in Christ will rise first. Yet we die to our flesh. As Christ died to his flesh and didn't sin, we die to our flesh, the pining of our flesh, which is that test or temptation. And the test is to do what our flesh is repulsed, turns away and recoils from, which is service and lending ourselves that could otherwise be spent, self-loathing and pampering our selfish bellies and lazy selves and inconsiderate people just by nature, sinful nature, because we're taught a lot of this stuff. When he said, the way I receive this, when he said, those that are dead in Christ will rise first, and I still haven't got that major indication, but I'm still gonna, I got this in a box. So I have to be careful. Those that are dead in Christ will rise first. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm not even going to chance it, because I haven't heard that indication go off, but we're not throwing in the towel. That's one thing. We ain't going to give up. We're going to believe this is going through, and I have a good indication. So when he said die, those that are dead in their flesh, those that are dead in Christ will rise first. We're in this world, but not of this world, so we die to our flesh, and Christ is alive in us when we reject that temptation, overcome and exercise self-control. It's not easy. But a lot of good can be said about last year in all the souls that are won for the kingdom in that banquet feast, for his honor, glory, and praise. Because when the body is wounded and suffers, the head is very much affected, and you'll see just how much we, if you don't already, know just how much you're very much loved as people, and easily loved. It's very effortless. It's a labor of love. That creation, the reflection in which he created us in, that breath that breathed into us, that very thing that, would seem so, tragically cut short, but with the knowledge, it sets us free through that truth that we exercise every day in faith. We know we have life, that this is just the beginning. That's right. He's returning right through us, people. And the beautiful thing about this is not only you, because, you just complete that body. And like I said, when the body is affected, the head is absolutely is aware of it and not pleased at all. But what a blessing. So she spent, my daughter, over an hour, but I just paid been a month. It's been a month, and I need to, this once in a while, I'll get a notification. And, because I don't get all your, and I know you guys are on every day. I just, those that I share every day, because I know you're on, but I don't always get the notifications. But the ones that I do, and I'm able to go on the live chat, that's how I'll try to communicate. And the other thing about communicating is what they also bugged up on my phone is I can't share songs, which I haven't for quite a while because I haven't really had the time. And when I play a song and I share it, I want you to know that I'm listening to it. So sometimes, and this is just how weird I am and just how childlike faith I have, this is just how I've always been, is that I'll even wait a little bit and go, okay, it'll probably take that long for him to, because I want to be right in lockstep, because I'm in it and I can feel it, man. I feel you guys' prayers. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, an hour she spent. She shut her down. She logged back in. She knows all my stuff. She's seen what my last video looked like over about a month ago. I might have to get broader bandwidth. But I got this laptop in a box in their driveway right now. And I had to turn around, make sure I got into a certain position. She's like, Dad, I think it's going to go through. And then it came on. And, usually it doesn't, we're not in, it's not in real time. It's like, I can't even describe it. I'd have to show it to you if you've seen it before you go, oh yeah, I know what that's called. It just would have been called a real irritant and a reason to, well, hello. And a reason to feel real sorry for myself. Oh, poor me, after all I've done for you, God. And then, just an excuse like a dog returning to its vomit, which, always leaves you a lot worse off than what you. It says it looks through the window, right? Sees a place is swept, kept, tidy, and clean. Then it goes and gets 7 worse than it. That's 8. 7 worse, and that person is worse off then than they were before. It's swept, kept tidy and clean, but there's nothing there to. So at what point in time is the Holy Spirit, and I seen it gets quenched out somehow, some point in time, and that just like when, we are the when. See, at that point in time, we don't know when, because we are then, we are that. It's a case by case thing. That's how beautiful love is. Oh, it's so beautiful that He's no respecter of persons. It says you die to those that are dead in Christ will rise first. Well, we die to our flesh. We rise every day, singing songs of joy, just like today, sober as can be. Now, I can't say, there was a few years, I could have never said that. Oh, man, I was still drunk. Party, I was on the side, come on, guys, there's still beer in it. And there was, usually always still beer in it, still probably beer in all but 4 of those, because some of those parties, they had well, we just stopped counting after. They were cheap. Not to glorify it, but my brothers, they quit doing dope. And for real, they really did. I'm so proud and happy. Now, I'm still a little disappointed. My brother had to bail himself out of jail, $35,000 cash. Now, where does that kid come up with that kind of cash? Well, we know. Just like the oxys and all the fentanyl and stuff, bags, big bags, they call them blues here. Big bags, because, like El Kabong, Bam Bam. Big bags of, it's sad, they know, they're pushing it, just like the catting up. That's why they never did a UA on him down there. Isn't that something, Wes? Wes Germer, Sasquatch Chronicles. Right after I sent you that, I got sent down to disembowel the dragon, scale it, a little old spot under the stairs, little spot, and there's Grandpa, and oh gosh, didn't you say, Mr. L? Wasn't that not Herman, not Lily? Something you said. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track, but I get excited. So over an hour, she got this going. This one here, oh yeah, wants to work over there where it's never worked before. Decides to, it's all mixed up. It's all mixed up. But that's all right for now. The shh part of it. See, because it is under, it's in a culvert. Just that side of the Oklahoma, just DeQueen, Arkansas, Gillum, Hillary, I learned a lot, boy, when I was down there in those little, and you're right, Casey, they are just some of the most hospitable, most friendly, and just there ain't a prejudice bone in. And you know what it does is it creates this sense in this community of response. So when people see, that, and then they get gaslighted into all that other crap, well, it creates a negative response. But so that's the importance about actually going and communicating with people, and seeing whether you don't have to sit and make a whole chapter out of it. But when you meet people, you get this, you come away with a sense of something. It's that you just can't get when you're on the phone. Even this stuff here, this is important. And thank you, Heavenly Father. I was so happy. I moved. I'm like, man, I didn't get that response. He's like, man, you just need to keep rolling. It's been a whole month. Just roll with it. And I'd start, man, I've got phones. I got to go in and get some phones. I got some videos to show you about, because the enemy sent me he's been sending me some really dirty, it's a freak show. Can't really put a gender on it at all. That's why it wants to, freakify us. But I want to stay on track. I've got to stay on track. Because I don't know when this battery's gonna run out. And so I might have to, I'm gonna have to run an extension cord really super, super quick. But I've got 2 days off in a row. Usually I had Thursdays and Saturdays, Sabbath. Oh, hallelujah. What a blessing, Casey. What a blessing. And that's between you and God. But the fact of the matter is, when something, when you recognize something, or, in someone else that might remind you of something that has empowered and encouraged and never left you high and dry, something you can measure, you can repeat, it's beautiful. Now that's real science right there. That's something you can go back to that, and that's what I did for going back last year, and this little look in this rearview mirror. Man, our Heavenly Father, both of my brothers are off dope. They never did the fentanyl stuff because they were too, quote, smart for that, which they were watching everybody die down around them, But the enemy slowly pushed that on him. He never done that before. It's almost kind of like this twisted sense of Disney, twisted, looking senseless illustration of honor is, you hear that some gangsters, Mr. L, they never got into prostitution or stuff like that. Or no, drugs. It was drugs. They never peddled drugs, but they'd kill them, and they'd loan shark, and they were extortioners, and they'd string you up and give you the old Italian necktie and the whole 9 yards. And you was in the life one day, and the next the life got snuffed right out of you. But they wouldn't deal drugs type thing. One of them. Well, it's almost like there was this cross, where he crossed over the line from, like meth is any better than, and it never dawned on anybody, Never dawned on anybody. You know how many Mexicans it would take to pack that much stuff that's on the street right now? It would take so many Mexicans. I'll tell you what, it would take twice as many Mexicans to pack over, and the money that would go back would be that they would get would be just in one little old fucking handbasket. They could just walk that right on over. It just wouldn't be worth it. So, back when it was $72,000 an ounce, well, that was different then. People were making it. That's why this DEA was busting everybody, because they were about to ramp this up. It's all Chinese dope. It's Trump dope, which he's not even. I don't even think he's actually still sucking air. Seriously, you guys, it's all CGI. And all that fentanyl and stuff. $1, it's killing people. One pill, $1. Reminds me of those Oxy 80s, those old school ones. We were just talking about that in there. So Where's the little Rosie? What? Oh my gosh. My battery's running low. I gotta run an extension cord. Darn it. Because I love you guys. And we ain't going for this shit. Oh no. Oh no, you didn't. No. You get that fool enough rope and he'll plug you in. No, you didn't. Homie don't play that shit. Not after all this time. Ew. We ain't doing this shit. We got too much loving to live. And life to... It's more than one life to live, man. Woo! Don't you start with me. Hold on, let me get my plug in. I'm gonna... see how you guys got me? This is how... Okay, let me go run this big old bag cord. So you messing with that bud again, Thomas? There we go. Oh, there we go. See, I got this for Christmas. Got this little get up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get this. Old Thomas's dogs want Tommy boy. My little forest kitty. I'll be right back. I might have to bring Lily out here. He's lily of the field. Alright, I'll be right back. I love you guys. Oh yeah, we had to run it. Run it. I said run it. He said run it. I said it's been going. He said run it. I ever left nor forsaken you? No. It's either yes, no, or not right now. But damn it, there's no time for pouting here. It's long suffering. That's one of the fruits of the Spirit. Alright, I'll be right back. That's one of the fruits. Look at Lily. Say hi. These are Papa's gloves. These are Papa's gloves. This is my coat. Those are dogs. They want that kitty. Those are cars. I'll be right back. She's sleeping. I stole her. Oh, God, if she's... Oh, I'm dead. asleep. Gigi just got up. She's cleaning out her car. She's got a day off. These are the first 2 days in a row we got off usually, because she says, I can't give you 2 days off in a row, especially the weekend, and you just started here, and you're doing days, because a lot of people want days, but days aren't, they're not that easy. I'm not saying that they can't do it. It's just nights they mess off a lot at night. She had a big purging go on, boy. She you know what, I'm not even gonna bother. She had she was handed quite a chore cleaning up that store right there, and she did a really good job. We passed core. That was the other thing. This last month, that's all I've been doing. Almost 10-hour days. And sometimes I'd go in on if I had nothing to do, if I can't run a video, I'll just, I might as well. Because now those people, I consider a lot of them like my family, and I spend enough time around them, and you see all these really neat little, I'm just so encouraged. I'm just really encouraged. It encourages me. It's inspiring. And some of these young people, boy, as screwed up as they are, just reminds me of just fucking how screwed up I am, and it's like how, it just reminds me to be patient and pay more attention, and, it's just, I don't know, it was a handful. It was quite irritating, and, she's like, look, I really need your help. You need this job. I'm actually financially completely out of water now. I'm going to get that mug, Mr. L. I'm going to get that big mug and Joshua Watts leather. I'm going to actually get because that's when I say I'm going to do something, I usually intend to do it. My intent is always to do it. There's only been a couple times where I haven't. But, that was back in the WoW days when I myself said, wow, why in the hell would you have done that? And so, yeah, if I say I'm going to be somewhere, like I tell somebody, and I'm not there, just go ahead and check the obituaries, and you'll say, well, there's old Mr. Steenie being here, Donnie's, or Roy, or there he is right there. Oh, speaking of Steen, so that's what I wanted to show y'all. So yeah, God made good with his promise about January. They send me all kinds of funky stuff. Let me show you. I'll show you one of the, me and my best friend just got married today. They do this but see, Donnie, about 37 days ago, almost to the day, isn't it, that he proposed there in Leavenworth, moving through Kashmir, while staying in Wenatchee, because all the cabins and stuff were all filled up. Now, Donnie had never been to Leavenworth, which is right going up over the Stevens Pass there. When I was, being tried and walking through the walking through the valley of that shadow of death, and being reminded just a little further, death, it could never get you, Steen, ever. You'll never feel that, ever, just a little further. So for me, long suffering, this, and people, the children, all my employees and co-workers and friends and family, and you encourage me. Dan Bedondi, Pink Flower Emoji, Aaron, Brian Reese, all you guys, every one of you, Millie, I haven't seen you in a while, Hannah, but I'm always praying. All you guys, all you, everybody from everybody, I pray all the time, and I know they're wondering what I'm doing. So when I get a notification, and I see I can go on the live chat, it's as stupid as like the other night, Friday night, I was coming home. It was 1 o'clock to you guys over there, but I'm thinking, God, it's only 10:30 here, and usually I try to be in bed, but she needs me there at night, because she has to get rid of a lot of. And once some people seeing that it was coming down the pike, that she was starting to actually pay attention to those. She's pretty slick, she'd been dating me now for 30 years, so she's got pretty wise. And so a lot of people just quit because they knew what was happening. But so yeah, I might have to start doing nights here. And my hat goes off to everybody that has to work for this beast system. You see, what Satan intended for harm, God is going to use for good. He takes that which isn't, makes it as if it were, as if it always has been, as if it are, right now. See, that's really what it is. That's what happens when it says those that are dead in Christ will rise first. We rise first every day. But he's literally talking about those that are sleeping in the grave. The spirit returns back to God. If you got a spirit of Antichrist, where do you think that's going? Right back to, that's why there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. I don't know about I don't, for me personally, I didn't see anybody in hell. I didn't see anybody in hell at all. There wasn't anybody there but a few individuals that were an example of what it is that you don't want when people are visited, when they're taken down. They're like the little Ichabod and the little story, the little ghost stories and stuff like that, to keep people controlled through religion and stuff. But a lot of that is absolutely correct. But there's nobody's in. They're not there. There's nobody in hell right now. It's just that is going to be an event. See, this is a process. See, they switch everything around, like they try to tell you that trust is respect is earned, and that you got to earn my respect. No, that's ass backwards. Everybody, Mr. L, I remember just the other day when listening to your podcast, I'm not able to share on that live chat. Now, once in a while, but it's not enough to where I can't allow it to consume that amount of, not that you're not worth it, but that amount of time having to do all the stuff I'd have to do that, even in my own feeble attempts as a, I'm not tech savvy as a sleuth of computers, but there's a few things I've learned, after a while that, man, I can just go to this, my son made this account, I can do, they'll, but yeah, so I go right on there, and when I pay attention on where I'm sandwiched in between a comment, I'll go, I have to log out and usually refresh, and I have to go back down and see, I have to go through all that stuff to find out if I'm actually not being shadow banned, if that's what they call that. And that's the way it was referred to me a few years ago, just right here. My daughter just reminded me, and she even said when I took her in, she's like, she looked at me. She's on the couch. She'd been up all night. She was all night long with the daycare. She watched 15 children, so all the parents could go out and she made really good money, but just got home because we had this plan. I was going to do this yesterday on Sabbath. I was going to go, man, I want to do a Sabbath. She's like, it would be better for and I prayed. And he's like, because this just ain't, there ain't either enough bandwidth at my house, which now that I'm above, where I can actually go in without a ski mask and see the people I love and trust and grown to respect over the years at my bank, which reminds me, I got to get a calendar from them. I got to start putting, because people are getting tired of, reminding me of, I'm usually there. I open that damn store. We're there at 5 o'clock. I'm up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, so I can try to get something done, but man, I'm going to tell you right now, again, my hat goes off to you people. That's what it was, that are in this 53 years old, and I've worked, and I always work this and that, it's shiesty and all the little, backwards, all the dysfunctional stuff I've done and all the things I haven't. That's exactly how the enemy, he wants us, completely so damn mind boggled with something other than, a reflection of what it is that we should be very thankful, at least what I'm very thankful of. All are homeless, different class, people that weren't homeless last year, homeless this year, and then the ones that were the lower class that, you seem to start to accumulate in numbers on the streets, they're just gone. It's just everything's coming to pass. And Mr. L, you're absolutely right. Something I wanted to mention while thanking the people that go to work and also apologizing that this too shall pass. This is all. It's not intended that it wasn't intended. True capitalism destroyed Japan, and I just learned that not long ago. That whole competing and shit. That's what the devil wants. The devil wants you to compete. And this and that instead of have. Well, sure. wrestle. We all wrestle with God and have fun, this and that. But, when you're so afraid of losing because, you're afraid to love, yeah, well, there's your God right there. That's what a miserable way to live, in constant fear. And see, that's exactly what it worked extremely hard on me at a very young age. And what made it rough for me is that I got a taste of what normality was, just a taste, and then it was snatched, and then just straight, and there was really not a whole lot down there. And I'm almost certain I went there in a handbasket, right there, and there was no lotion on that one. Oh, they took Polaroids. It was these people, they loved there was no joy in this at all. It was pain and hate and anger and loneliness and resentment and fear and all fear. And then that's what it was. Once I got past all that shit, I looked at him. I said, you guys are just scared shitless. You're all just little bitch boy. You're all little. I know. You hear people in resolutions. I haven't watched the news since Jeff was here, and then he stopped watching that about a month before he moved out. But Mr. L, you are absolutely correct. They spend so much money, and I thought, now why should I be knowing this? And I knew the voice of God Almighty, Yahweh. The big cheese, Mr. L. And you're right, olive oil ain't good. It ain't any better for you than any other damn saturated, non-saturated, homogenized, whatever the hell they call it. Whipped, flipped. It's all damn grease. It's what kind of grease? It's that grease, corn, and porn. I wonder, what is that? Why would you give me that? Well, grease. It's grease. It's, Texas tea, grease. They go and they still, it's all for the oil, the poppies, everything that they're fear. Gobbling it up. Don't want you to have it. Corn, which, there's corn in every single thing. There's corn, which is extremely hard to digest. But it's that sucrose and fructose from all the fruit and all the stuff they're putting in to process the corn syrup. It's that corn. And then pornography. And see, that's what keeps people separated. Even if you don't like the person, even if you don't want to have a repeat, engagement, but it's something about just meeting people. But yeah, you're right, Mr. L, about that, about the conspiracy carfuffle. Like I said, I would have been the last one you would have thought, well, why this guy of all people? Because I didn't really want to know. That's where my mentality of, because I'd been through, seriously, and I know a lot, but I've been through so much stuff that I just wanted to be just left alone. And see, and it knew that. It knew that right away. It knew that. But this whole conspiracy thing, when I was watching that, when we were there, not just a few years back, right before we moved here, first time I ever turned one of these deals on and started watching anything from YouTube. And conspiracy, it was, who was it? It was at Ventura, Jesse. It was Jesse. And some of the stuff he was like, man, I just know what he said. This sounds so far-fetched. But there's some of it just had a ring of truth. I'm like, man, it wasn't even that it was intriguing, although it was just, because for me, if I even, unless I happen to be fond of, I understand why people lie because they're scared. But I just never really could find myself having a conversation that I took any kind of pleasure in, and somebody that I know is just lying to me. I can't do that. And I almost want to say, please save it. But conspiracy. And I remember it was like paperclip, not CIA paperclip, but paperclip because this is what weed does. It robs you of your own damn last name. And it really does. What a beautiful thing. 2 months now The boys, both of them. So now my mom can say my three sons. My three sons. Ernie and Chip. That was back in the good old days. Back when TV was wholesome. But conspiracy theory was paper clipped. And when I seen, just like when I seen a little down there and boy, up there. Now there's a lot going on up there because they go to and fro. See, that's why there's going to be a new heaven and new earth. There's going to be deep cleaning from top to bottom and side to side, as far as the east is to the west. And then down there, that's all being prepared. See, that's being prepared right now, just like he's prepared a place for us, right here, right now through us. You think, oh, we're getting it all back, and we're gonna sit and we're gonna be tap dancing. It's gonna be all way down underneath us. They want to get, they need to be able to get down any deeper. And those are the rocks. You made a good point too, Joe. Also, and I'll get back to the conspiracy. You made a really good point about and the rocks, and all silicone is all it is silicon. It's silicone. We're back to porn again. Went to grease, corn, and porn real quick. Is silicon is all rocks, right? It's silver, gold, sand, silica, sand. There was no bottles. There was no bottles. No, they didn't put anything in bottles, Dan. I love you. And when I hear your voice, bro, I think of Maine. Oh, I was there. I didn't want to have to, because there's people, they were wasted. I had to really be careful, but I didn't want to miss that. I was like, man, I'm actually getting through this live chat. I got through Pink Aaron's, and that other dude, Todd, the one I try not to mention because I didn't want people to go, because some of you, I know who that is, or ask enough people, I know who that is. But anytime you suggest that somebody killed themselves, it's just, obviously you're pretty scared. You're absolutely terrified of something they're doing or saying. As weird as whatever he's doing may seem, man, as long as it ain't hurting children or any of that stuff, and if that's the case, well then shit, man, I need to, well, pardon my French, and then I'll have to, but there's something, there's certain things like I like hearing her, Erin's voice, or something about her voice that's encouraging. Now, about that January thing, I'm going to show you a video. My boy, my son, before I went and scaled that dragon, my brother Forrest, run Forrest, over there in DeQueen, he had just gotten this beautiful fifth wheel. He pulled up, matter of fact, right here, he pulled it right up here. I opened my gate, the big gate, right there. I opened that, and he could barely even swing that in. And we were heading up to Leavenworth, and there was a good 2-3 feet of snow up there at the time. It was around Christmas, and it was the girl that he was dating at the time. Matter of fact, it was the one right before Sammy here, the one that Sammy helped him get a restraining order. That's why I said, bro, you didn't have any time to sit and reflect. You gotta have at least one out of the 7 to relax and rest so we can group. Like yesterday, I heard, just relax, man. You just relax. We're gonna get it running, and sure enough, here we go. We got it running, and now got enough now in the bank. Payday's Tuesday. Now, because I just got my thing on my phone, a little thing, so it tells me my stub through her, because she's got all the little, she can go on she can check out everything that's going on in the store, and she's got all the little, but it's just an app, probably any of the employees can get, but, so I was able to get that, and tally up my bills are starting to come down to a manageable. And do you think I'm going to send their equipment back? Yes, I am. That's right. With some of Roy's little hot, some of his little hot sauce. I'm gonna get a little extra mac sauce on that. Yeah, I got a extra early today. Came over, not to glorify myself, all on her, because I knew she was gonna help me with my I shared your deal, Jesse, I was already heading from there right over to here. Got everything. Put my laptop. Cut it in a box. I got you all in a box. I'm the man in the box. Soon. I'm gonna be in the box soon. Oh, don't think. It's my son. That's right. Oh, he has a sense of humor, Casey. Yes, and he was being bluer. I don't know exactly, but I have an idea what happened. It don't matter. I'll take it. It don't matter. But some amazing things happened. Now, both my brothers, my son, Ashley, all of it. We had the best Festivus dinner over there. Oh, it was the Festivus. The Festivus. It was amazing. Got to take that's why I shared that little picture of Lily. He's over there. That was their little snack deal, little one. But inside the other kitchen, I didn't want to sit around and take pictures like, oh, we know what you're doing. You're taking pictures so you can give your family an update, huh? Yep, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll take it any way I can so y'all know. Because I love you. See? Oh, you're so easy to love. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. What? I love you. Okay, it looks like it's working. It's just picking up it's picking up all that background noise also. But yeah, I went over there. Oh my gosh. It almost seems like the blue ring has completely stopped. I'm serious. Blu-ray, all this and that. But I seen a twinkle. Got to give him all the honor, glory, and praise. And there is power, mighty, mountain-moving power and faith-driven prayer. See, it draws the faithful to their knees. And those that are dead in Christ will rise first. And we die to that sinful flesh. Get down right on it this morning. Just smack dab. Saying hallelujah. And he goes, how does it feel, man, to be where your head's not all looking, or you're still, you're wee-haw! You're riding that damn keg on out in a lake somewhere because it's only half full and it's buoyant. You think I'm kidding? Pulling it up in the shit. If you had the taps back then, boy, you were the shiz. Fizzle. She said, I knew. She goes, you know what Michael did? She knew you snatched up a little Hazel. You mean Lily? Her name's Hazel, Daddy. But that's part of her name. Her name's Hazel Lily Grace. What she did, because she was right there. She was curled up, and her feet were like that. So Hazel was right here, right up at the arch of her foot, and at her knee, where her knee would bend. And then Michael was right there at her feet on the couch. But when I snatched her up, he moved over there. She told me. I didn't say anything to him, but she knew I was. He just knew. He knew I was swiping her for a little show face debut. Oh, she's so smart. The other day, right before we went out to my boys, and then the day before Christmas Eve. Oh, we try every day. Every day we'll try to do a run, and we'll just keep trying until eventually, if I have to pay the extra whatever it is, I will, to get that extra bandwidth so I can at least do. Because I do the 20 minutes like we used to do every morning. Remember when I was working for Synergy doing the damn slave labor? They're doing that, packing that lumber for them lunatics. See, I never did trust that Queen Loon. It's right there on the totem pole. She's dead. He's dead. The Pope's dead. We knew that was going to happen. Remember, we prophesied that. That was in one of our little updates. And that bitch must die, and did. Trump? No. It's not what you think, people. I mean, we already know he's not what you think, but I'm just saying it's not what you're seeing. You're not seeing what you think you're seeing. You're not seeing an actual person like that. You'll never see him in person like that again, ever. You won't be shaking his hand. shaking that dude's head. Well, you don't want, and you will be so happy when you see that you want our children bouncing on his. Every knee will bow and every tongue's going to confess. Every single one of them. Everyone. They're already going to beg and be pissed because all these plagues, and no, it's all because of their own doing that this stuff, and was warned. And when you see every single thing about, are you serious? Oh my God. You're going to be so thankful. All you're going to do is be singing hymns of praise. Our Heavenly King. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you are definitely long-suffering, and he's that restrainer, and eventually, that's it. What goes up must come down. It has nothing to do with gravity. That's the law of natural physics, and it come to change natural times and laws from 364 to 360 days. See, it just takes a little bit of yeast. If they can just get that measurement off that plumb true, that square just enough, by the time it gets to us, can you imagine? There'd be no flesh left alive. I mean, hello? You can't build nothing on some whacked out dam. You got to start plumb true. If you don't start plumb true, you got a problem. You got a problem. And there's that bent knee right there. There's your yod. There's your hand right there. And there's your foot. There's your mouthpiece. There's your eyes, your ears. If you've done it to the least of these, you've done it to me. Because it's us he's moving through. And the children, that's why they love to pervert children, because they know they're free to that age of accountability. See, they learn all this shit. They learn all this stuff. We teach them. We teach them. Oh, we're good teachers, aren't we? Oh, Miss Ratchet. So let me show you, and then I got to get going here pretty soon. But now I know. I'll be coming over here. It took a while. Oh, this was right here. This one here. This one here, I was like, you know what? I don't like to say give up, like I don't like to say the word change. It's almost like nothing's really changing at all. It's just, it's being cleansed, it's being refined, it's being, it's odd. Yeah, I guess changed in that sense, but, because that's a word I would have used for it. Just like the word conspiracy, I would have thought, what? Why is this? Who cares? I don't care about And then when I seen, just like when I seen down there, when I had those keys, because I heard those keys kept me on my knees. And then the love for people, that's the thing. I didn't understand it. Why I kept forgiving. I was so forgiving, I kept, and the pain, the suffering. Oh. I thought that right there, and the guilt of that, the guilt that was burdened down. See, his yoke is easy, his burden is light, and there's that light right there. Well, there's light. Love first, it's all the L. Love, light, life, and then law. And perfect love casts out fear. And that love, that's the transgression of the law, is to recognize it, to have no gods before. The two most important. And it was like a light going on. Love your neighbor as yourself. And I went, oh my goodness. He goes, that's right. You'd be hard pressed to break any of the others. Just those two. You're 8. Remember? He goes and he gets 7 worse than himself in that part. 8, and it's worse than. This is a human number. No, it's 6. See, that's why Sabbath was created for us. We were created on the 6th day. It's a human number. And those that are dead in Christ will rise first. And we are dead in Christ right now. So we're ready. We don't have to get ready. We are ready. And they're ready too. It's the spirit that returns back. It's the spirit that returns. If you got an evil spirit, it returns back to where it came. That's what returns back. You're sleeping. You don't know anything. You won't know anything until that, just like last night when if you did sleep, you didn't really detect any time. See, now that, when I heard that preached, even from people that I absolutely, completely would not put my stamp of approval on, but the joy is in the journey. There's many people coming out of her. And when I say her, we're talking religion. Because the joy is in the journey, and it's a relationship, it's not religion. Religion is absolutely everything that you see in all these different buildings. We are the church. He said, you're making my Father's house, which has many mansions, a den of thieves. That's what you're doing. Let those go. And so, reaping that too which we do, sowing. No, there's nothing. There's nothing down there. A few little. You lied, but there's going to be cages stacked just like the cages in Walla Walla. 1313 Mockingbird Lane, North 13th. Right there, it's amazing. Everything right here, right there. Her and I, right here, right down here. Game warden, right here, laid his hands on me, right here. 30 years ago, right here. Coming right down this road in tears, right here. And here I am, right here. Levi's responsible for me being right here. The tribe of Levi, right here. His dad lives just right around the corner. Just right around that corner right there. Right there. He's still running from the lies in Florida. I told him when I was down there, when we were running, I said, bro, I'm in Sarasota, and I'm in Liz. She wanted me to head down there, and I said, man, I'm working. I'm sorry. All the roofs and shit blew, a bunch of them blew off in that last storm. Well, every year it happens. You can pretty much set your damn watch to it. And they're still there. Or at least build something else, or something. If you know it's going to happen, right? Well, do you think this stuff is, they can manipulate, they can't do it, just like there's no weapons of mass. It's all BS. Well, they got some big old weapons, and they got some high-tech stuff, but that's all BS. Just like Enemy of the State, all that gets you paranoid, scared, and controlled, they got some neat little stuff. They don't have satellites, I'll tell you that, none of that. Because we'd have no problem doing this right over there, anywhere around here. Okay, we already went through that, even the ladies, Well, it doesn't warrant, there's not enough subscribers out there to warrant putting up a cell tower. And, as I am coming to this revelation, she's also coming to this revelation right there in that garden. So I'm going to show you a video of baby girl. I was just thinking of her. Here's a video of her right here. We'll share it with you. It's amazing on how this works. And she says, you know what? Yeah. Now, I didn't push that on her. It had just come to my revelation. No fucking satellites? No, there aren't. Not like that. Like they say. No, there's a God, and we're in a fixed system, but there's a lot more that they don't want you to know about, and they don't know anything extra special. They can't read your that's why they vote. So they always read your vote. That's why when they shut that power off, like they did here on Christmas Day, Christmas Day, the 25th, of course, we went out to my boys, all of us. Just got down for 3 days out here. We're gonna run a stream, gonna run right over here. Got some time. Oh, no, you ain't. That's just a little test run. Of course, you know what they said it was over? Vandalism and theft. Not theft and vandalism. No, vandalism and theft. Oh, they went and decided after they destroyed the shit to thief. Remember, did I ever mention that when I was a troubled young man that I always got irritated and upset, and a lot of times in a knockdown, drag-out fight with people that wanted to steal the presents. This is how ass backwards and messed up my priorities were. But knockdown, drag-out fight to keep people from stealing the presents that were under the tree of the home that we were robbing. Crazy enough, but true. The jar of change in the children's room. My point is, gosh, I almost forget because I went way off. There's something about morals. Something about morals and how ass backwards, because I thought, because I really am a good person, but just didn't know that. It doesn't want you to know that either. See, that's the thing. It's an accuser of the brethren and the sisterin. That's what it does. It doesn't want you to realize you don't have to live in the past and the uncertainty of the future. The here and now is all you got. That's because it's the most valuable thing you have. Because when you live by faith, woo, it's going to take you places work will never have you go. And fear will you'll never find a faithless person where fear is. Fear is repelled from faithful people. It is literally, we're pushing it completely under. The goalpost has now left the building. We are the temple. There's no space. Trump is not even what you think anymore. Now he's been literally, just because of all the stuff, he said, son, just have faith. This is what I want you to know. I was the first one to, and see, but I didn't get angry. I understood the passion of because I can't stand the disregard for Mother Earth and constant neglect of children, animals. I am just such a connoisseur of life and liberty, which I don't even like to say that now because it's just like I know what's up under that skirt. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a schmeckle, a little old. Damn, I got blurry-eyed, Blair-whited. I mean, can you imagine when boys start looking cuter than girls? And that's getting pretty creepy. But the L could come through. I'm gonna have to turn the camera around and show you. I gotta take a picture of this. I got you all in the box. But just things that are I never dealt with. I was very much in tune and with things that had life. Anything that was alive and living with its suffering or its anything. Plants, anything. I mean, cats that I don't necessarily, but now Tommy, I had him come in today, and the other cat, Cecilia's cat, which I thought would not have a chance scrapping with that boy, but he ran him all the way across the house this morning. I couldn't even get him outside. I just shut him into because he'll just run right into the house because she feeds him, habituates him out there, but that's the only one left. He was smart enough not to get into them cages Nikki left out there from. But anyway, anything natural, and I thought, man, what? That made me a freak. This is the very thing. These people, like littering, anything suffering, people that were cruel. It just really puzzled me. But I wanted to fit in, But I always felt like, like you mentioned the other day, Mr. L, just like you just did not fit in. I seriously. Just absolutely. And the forgiveness. I was so damn forgiving people that would, and it didn't take long, and I would forgive these people, and it was crazy. I thought, man, what is wrong with me? These people they're hurting me, And but I know now I understand just a little further. It's to share in that suffering so that you can sympathize and empathize and share in someone else's suffering so that you can understand and maybe carry a little bit of that burden and maybe, show them the other side of humanity that they didn't have the chance to see anywhere else. Maybe be just that one person that I didn't get the opportunity to see. Because all the religion, that's what turned me away from God. And the enemy knew that, and he set it up that way. And our Heavenly Creator knew that too. When I didn't know God, I'm flipping the sky off. And I mean, I'm literally, pardon my French, I'm screaming. And my neighbors must have seen this little kid because my dad had just died. I had just gotten, really, that was a real bad situation there. That was horrifying. And I just flipped out right in the middle of the street on my bike. The bike that he bought me. I had to go down into that damn morgue and get that bike. I went through hell and high water. I'll tell you what, we got the keys. Woo! To death, where is your sting? I heard, son, they're dead. Let the dead bury the dead. And my dad, boy, I've been thinking about him too. He's, let the dead bury the slop. I was doing the same thing back then. When they lived right up here on Meridian, right behind old Roadhouse, which most of the servers up there, they all have. We know little Roy. Loved Roy. He made furniture for us, and some of them still have them. And we'd have to cut him off. And I said, yeah, do you know he'd go to the House of Key after he did that? Yeah, we know, because he'd go from the Roadhouse. They'd cut him off there to that with the days that he was drinking. He'd go to the House of Key, and then they'd cut him off there, and then he'd go to Ma's down there, and then he'd go home and pass out. Then he'd get up in the afternoon, he'd go back to the road, and then he'd do the same thing. But yeah, he'd eat right there. That's in that second stall. Him and Vicky right before they'd go, and there was only one Walmart at the time up here on South Hill in Puyallup. Isn't that crazy? Now it's called the State Fair. It was state employee, it was state property at the State Fair. You see, the Lord gave me that, paperclipped that in my mind long before it was the State Fair. It was called the Puyallup Fair. See, like a son, returning after just squandering all his inheritance out of the mire, the pig, and it was that's all, folks. It was two little pigs. That's right. And that photo, every picture tells a story. And all that from those green lights. Did you see that? The same as Queensryche, Warren. It's all the same. You know who was there? You know who shot those lights? You know who was there? Leonard Skinner. They played that song. Simple Man. They played that song right when I walked by. They played that. That was the night they. Yeah. You can't make that stuff up. That was just two lights. We're in it. We're in the thicket, guys. We're in the thicket right now, and they're not showing you none of what's going on in the news. The news is brain. They tell you the absolute opposite. Well, it's at least what you can obviously observe, measure, and repeat. See, life, that's science, not Satanism and not fucking pharmakia. We're not talking pharmacy, pharmakia, sorcery. It's always that snake. It's always that serpent. It's everywhere. And it has nothing to do with like I said, the conspiracy. They spend so much money on gaslighting and debunking and making the most ridiculous videos that would turn most anybody off that would go to try to research anything about, let's say, the cosmology of the earth, or let's say even Sasquatch. Now they're like Mr. Standing. He got tired of. Boy, he said, "I'm done being a bench warmer, Dan. I'm done sitting down now, Mr. Steen." And you notice now and then Wes, which is awesome. He's starting to pump out a lot more. But a lot of them stories, no offense or nothing, but a lot of them are just horse shit. People now, they're like, well, shit, man, I can get 5 minutes of fame. I ain't got nothing else to do. I can only watch so much porn and eat so many damn Cheetos before I, completely just freak the dog out. Wife done left me. But, yeah, she, that old Scarlet Harlot, kingdom come, will be done. Kingdom come, will be done. So, let me show you this video. So, yeah, it's all BS. All BS. They count on you, or the people that are still, in that nostalgia. Remember, people that were just clinging on to the nostalgia, the Kmart era. Back in the days when Montgomery Ward and Kmart and Sears and JCPenney and all that. Well, JCPenney, that was way uptown. That was like shit. Been like Macy's, but you got them people, they're still hanging on to that, and then they're spewing what they're hearing from that morning news to people that might not necessarily be hearing news, but hearing from people that they trust and love that are, still wishing that Kmart, still had that little blue light special, Mr. L. Yep. Oh, I slept good. I slept for a good 12 hours yesterday. No problem, man. After I got home Friday night, I was able to chat with you guys, Mr. Badondi, and there was no bottles. Maybe a little stained glass, but they weren't blowing bottles back then. Absolutely. Call it the Mandela effect, whatever you want. He said, if, last 4 scripture verses of the Bible, last 4 things he said, if anybody adds to this book, we're talking not just the one book. They're all one book. It's all one book. It's one big story, big love story. If anybody adds to this book, the plagues of this book will be added to him. If anybody takes away, his name will be erased or blotted from the Lamb's Book of Life. Now here's God of all creation, of the new heaven and earth, and everything that is, was, and will forever be, and all his glory, saying if. Why would he say if? Why would God say if? If God is God, could he then make a rock that he himself couldn't move? If my mother had balls, she'd be my father. No, seriously. Why would it say, and I meant to bring that Bible, if. Why would it say if? If. Twice. He said it twice. Just like in Revelations twice. In Revelations, it said, here's what sustains the holy ones. And the dragon became enraged. Twice. It says it twice. In Revelations is a very small book. So we get down to the very, starts getting reduced right down to the meat, right into the bones and marrow, right down to the last 4 scripture verses, and it said twice, it said if. And if doesn't sound too certain. Doesn't sound like it's something that you would, at least I would want to dismiss. So when I read if, I went, oh my gosh, it's that simple. He's like, yeah, that's why you need to be in the Spirit, sanctified, set aside, which you're a peculiar people, and that sometimes is going to hurt. So there's going to be times when you're going to feel alone. You'll be set aside, and you'll be ordained and by the Holy Spirit. But that takes getting on your knees and dying to your flesh, because those that are dead in Christ will rise first. You die to your flesh every morning, and you're going to rise first in my Spirit. You get ready. You stay ready. You won't have to get ready. So there's an order of things, and since I've been doing that, and I don't always keep it, and I know I got that little jab and that little poke from Mark. That's okay. I can, and not go to the flea market either. Hey, I know I don't keep Sabbath the way he would probably exactly want me to. I get it. I go to the flea market, but when I do go to the flea market and I sell stuff, I give most of them, oh, don't go for that. Do not go for that too. Don't do it. There's so many more people that if there's ever more than one, there's always an issue. Always. I won't even go into the laundry list of confirmations. Otherwise, honestly, I wouldn't even be doing this. He said, but son, you would, huh? And I said, yes. He said, because if you had just that one, that's all it would have took. I said, yep. And he said, you are that one, son. See, you are that one, son. Just a little further. As they were restraining us. And she go, oh my God, holy cow. These two, Arvinder and Jasveer. I love these women. They're like my family. And they don't eat meat, and they have their own religious practices and stuff. And I think it's more that they were intimidated by me because they didn't know why I was there at that store. Because Tawana had just been given that store to clean it up, and now all of a sudden Tawana's ex-husband is now working there. Is he doing a little extra observation more than what the cameras are doing? And this place is already a little skeptical, but like I said, I try not to take things personal, or else it would veer me off from doing this stuff. Things I love, and you guys are a labor of love. You really are. The yoke is easy and the burden is light. You people are absolutely the sunshine of my life. You really are, and you're gonna see just how much I love you if you don't already. So they were already suspicious, but more than that, it's Yeshua. It's that unselfish, humble, and don't think I'm perfect, because I snapped on I won't even mention her name, but I love her too. But she came at me sideways because they were wanting to poke and test and see. But disrespecting me, you can't disrespect me and expect me not to at least stand up for myself. But it was a Jesus. It was the Yeshua, the light, the consideration. And I never told him that I bought him those shoes. And Tawana never told him either. But they all found out. And they were waiting to see if I was going to say anything. Never said anything. Why would I do that? But you know what? That young man already knows that somebody that had a Christ-like heart gave him those shoes. Yes, that's the thing. He has an idea who it was, but he's the one that's going to come over and help me with my computer, God willing. My son is busy. He was going to come over. If Cecilia wasn't able to get this up and running today, my son would have came over, but Johnny's he's a good kid. Johnny was a young boy when he heard his first Beatles song. He may think it, but he never gave me any indication. So they watch, they see that, and the Lord, when I'm praying, the Lord says they're just don't take it personal. All the little Trump. It's not you, it's me, and you just stay humble. Stay humble, and you do what you need to do. Because there's some things, I got a little angry because we clean that store corporate. See, this is a franchise. I know Todd. I met him at the Christmas party quite a few years back, because all the higher up management, they go to the Christmas party, and Todd and his brother franchised into Taco Bell here. Don't go for it, people. Franchised into Taco Bell, and now own upwards, I think, 70 stores in, I think, 4 different states. And so this store that we're working for is a franchise, but they still have to follow corporate rules, regulations, and all procedures and all that stuff. And it's the same. And I got to be careful. For now, it's all going to be revealed. No meat at all. But if I'm going to eat any of that at all, any of it, I have to be very selective. Because they'll find a way to get it in anything. And all these corporations, not just PepsiCo, they're all owned by it. But anyway, so all the upper management go to these Christmas parties, and corporate was coming in to do it's called CORE. And it just so happens that the health department came in just a week after we got that store. This whole last month has been a deep cleaning, and that's the other thing that they seen in me that could only have taken the anointing of the Holy Spirit, and just being thankful and saying over and over, even to Johnny, because he's autistic. He's got ADHD, but he's a really good kid, and he's like, God, are you in trouble? He'd ask me, are you in trouble? Does Tawana have you do? And if Tawana's not there, I just, she has a list of stuff that she tells the other managers, have Roy do this, because she knows how I am, clean it, right? And she knew Cora was coming, right? And it's almost like in our vendor, both of them, and Jazzveer, they're almost like, because I hard work, and I just kept telling him. He goes, man, are you in trouble? I said, nope. I said, somebody has to do it. It might as well be me. And I can't even repeat a lot of the stuff that I said, although you're going to see it all. You're going to see everything that's being said, right? Everything that I said, everything's going to be laid out. You're going to see it all. We're going to see it on this like big pantheon. I seen it in a vision. It was a dream, a vision. This is real. You're going to see every single thing that isn't thrown in the sea of forgetfulness. Everything that isn't truly confessed and believed in our heart is all going to be seen, because God, He's not like that. He's not a traitor. It's all gone. It's over. It's a new day. But, and I'd say, and these, the Lord would give me things, and they would just come out. And He goes, man, God, you say these interesting things. And people are listening, and I'm not doing it for that. And I'm listening. I'm listening, I'm like, I'm listening, and I'm being encouraged and stuff. And I'm, you always feel like you're being watched and scrutinized, and then I also heard God too say, son, you don't let your flesh either. Don't get caught up, because I was working some long hours, and I'm a morning person. Okay, once I get it past a certain, man, I'm getting old, and when a body gets old, the mind gets tired, and it starts getting real silly, And that's why I try to practice this. Hold. If you ever find yourself, the women don't find you handsome, they should find you handy. I've been watching a lot of Red Green. Halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. This reminds me of my baby girl. So when those four things, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, be cautious, because that's when the enemy can really trip you up. For me, that's when the temptations just come up flooding in. And when you got that poor me attitude, if you get that poor me attitude just a little bit, you could get right caught up. Next thing you know, you're on some drunk, you're just messed up bad, and then and there are people watching going, this right here, same thing I seen in religion, So this is how you treat a little boy. So this is how you neglect a little boy. So this is how you just dismiss a little boy that you see that was supposed to be part of your fold and family. For God's sakes. People turn a blind eye. They just feeling sorry for yourself. That's one of the enemy's little tricks. Just a little further. So, but when people see you, just go a little further. You're on your knees. You go a little further. You're scrubbing a little deeper. You're getting down in the bathroom. You're doing stuff that I don't even want to go into detail over, because it is disgusting, some of the stuff that I find in that bathroom. People are dying. They're dying, and they're so whacked out on opiates, the crap that I have to go through with those toilets, because I'm not going to just not do it right. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And that's another thing. He goes, well, God, that's a great attitude. And I go, well, that's the only attitude I can come here willing to have. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, and the burden would be that much more on you. And he goes, man, I really thank you. And I said, well, don't thank me, thank God, because I wasn't always this way. And I hear, don't do that, son. Yes, you were always this way. The enemy knew that too. The enemy can't read your mind, people. That's as a person thinketh, so they are. He can't read your mind, people. Don't think for a moment that the devil can read your mind. That's why he wants your vote. You don't know what's going on. That's why they shut this power off. That's why they do what they do. This is like a little litmus test. It's like a live illustration in the here and now of how they're going to act, so they know, because they don't know crap. They don't know nothing anymore. All that fallen angel, all that making all metal and all that death now, we're the one. Don't go for it. Don't go for it, people. All the death, now he said, sell your cloak, Casey, and buy a sword. There's a time to do that. See, the Lord is going to use that now for his glory. See, it's not about being a heathen and there's going to be collateral damage like you said. No, that's no way to think. Better them than us. No, not at all. Heavenly Father, it's a spiritual war, and it starts out on our knees, but it's going to manifest itself through a fleshly front. He's returning through us, just as the enemy is going to stay deep-seated in his fleshly housing. It's a human number, which means it's taking its place here on a fleshly front also. And so there's a battle that's ensuing, not just within ourselves through sin, which we die to ourselves daily. We die. This is why we die. And we overcome. We're victorious, glorious. The same as the enemy is moving through that fleshly front. It's a human number, and it is also here and established itself through the flesh. The same. This is a spiritual battle on a fleshly front. That's how they get possessed, because they call upon it. This is what they pine for. This is what they want. And to reject God is to bring that upon yourself. You're a vessel, a conduit, a vehicle for one of two spirits. Well, we know the Holy Spirit, but then there's different divisions of that fallen, that fearful spirit. It's fear. That's really, honestly, it's fear. See, it wants to scare you. That's really that's how simple it is, but it's become so complicated, and all these wicked, and it is wicked, and it is just absolutely horrifying. Just like the stuff I find in that bathroom, just the word, I don't even want to, people are dying, they're pulling themselves apart. They're not telling you this stuff in the news. The very same Taco Bell my dad used to sit there with Vicky right before they'd go to Walmart, thinking that, as long as they didn't go in hungry, they would, and then eat and all that. I do the truck order. And that's a lot of product going out to those girls, man. My hat goes off to those people. They're being used also. They're being used. It's hard to keep good people because the morale is down. I get it. People don't like to go to work, but and I understand that. If a human doesn't want to work, they don't want to eat. I'm absolutely certain that he didn't intend us to be doing this. And I've been looking into getting off grid. Also going back to Maine. If not, sooner or later, we'll be doing that too. Every time I hear your voice, Dan Bedondi, I think of Portland, Maine. I love Portland, and it was the people I loved. Now, they had a big opiate problem there. They didn't have really no crack on the street, or, like we have here now. It's all meth and opiates. But they didn't have that issue. They had a big opiate problem themselves, and I see it cleaning the. It's so sad. But to my brother, my three sons, I was just speaking to my mom, and I'm like, you should be extremely proud. Although my brother Shane just almost killed himself on his motorcycle, sober, but messing around on his motorcycle, and he had blood on the brain, and I was up there praying. He broke 4 of his ribs, his collarbone. I just don't know. And then finally, and then signs himself out of the 132. Not that it really matters. I do need to wrap this up. I'm going to take them out to lunch. I've been spending a lot of time with them. What time I have? We'd be running one every morning. Takes 27 minutes to get from my door to that store, right to that threshold. And I've only been late once, and that's just because of the traffic on Brady. I sit there and I wait, and then the rest of the girls pull up. Usually it'll be Tawana. It hasn't been lately because she's had have a hard time closing. Oh, shoot, I'll have a hard time. But I'm ready to go in the morning. I'm all ready to go. I do get that truck order, a lot of product. And I used to do that truck order before I got off track. And I remember I told you it said something that paper clipped in my mind, just like that conspiracy thing. And the money they spend in gaslighting some stuff. When I actually seen, not from the video, when I actually seen in my mind, and I know it's how, I know how the Lord does things in my mind now so that I can see it, so I can share it with you guys. How much money the government, just like NASA, how much they spend on fooling us. Well, not us, not you and I, but that too. Never, ever two. If there's ever more than one, don't go for it. There's always just one on here. And there's way more, but there's always just one. He goes after the one. He leaves at 99 and goes after the one. Once he made that real clear to me, I understood. Just like with Jasvir and our vendor. When I seen it, he goes, it's not you, it's me and you. That's what it is. Just keep. And it was physically taxing. It was physically taxing. They were literally, all right, Galgamesh, there's a bunch of junk in that damn trunk. It was like fucking Snuffleupagus and Big Bert and, oh man, Morocco Mole and Secret Squirrel and the whole 9 yards. The whole Hanna-Barbera was there. It was a real comic relief. But people are seeing and they're watching. It's a beautiful thing, see? And that store, we cleaned it top to bottom. I mean, we got down and it was so filthy. That store has not been cleaned like that. We got stuff and went places. Woo! Big Mike would be just absolutely jealous. Oh, Big Mike. Oh, I got a couple. We're talking, but I want to make sure. And you want to know what? Back to the point. Oh no, sucker. By January, well, it's January 1st, and my son went and proposed to her about 27 or 37 days ago. Up there, well, here, let me show you. Where we took him in the fifth wheel. Well, he ended up coming up later in his little vehicle. We're playing the snow. We went hooky bobbing, went to Sherman and Brisky Canyon, went to Kashmir, went to the home, got some free samples of applets and cotlets, went down to Wenatchee, which he ended up staying in Wenatchee because there was nothing available in Leavenworth, which he would have known that had he been there more than just once, but he was only there one time with me. Now, see, I'd went through a bunch. Wow. At the same time, traversing that crevasse, hell and high water. And they'd take the Greyhound and they'd go right on through Leavenworth from Kashmir, over Stevens Pass and then into Seattle. And so there was nothing there because it's booked up for months around Christmas. It's like a little, Bavarian town. Got some of that old Bavarian antique stuff. It's worth so much money, that old German stuff. But gosh, I'm going to get off track. But beautiful little town. So we bring him up right before I go scale the dragon, before I go hand myself over to do that 10 years that, the Lord said, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. I take that which is and make it as if it were. Just, there I was, just blowing the trumpet. Big old fifth wheel. It was that girl's, Tracy or something. The one before this one. It was New Year's. That's what it was. It was New Year's. That's what it was. It was New Year's. It was New Year's. We were up there for New Year's. It was his birthday. Big old fifth wheel. And they come up and they threw a New Year's party for him. That's what it was. And they had already booked out a spot in the campground. We had big old nice showers and stuff. It was a nice little situation. My son was coming up a day or so later. I think we stayed up there like 5 days or so in Leavenworth. Like I said, he had booked it that must have been a year in advance. But maybe not that much in advance if you're pulling a fifth wheel. I know when you're going to get a cabin or a motel, good luck. You're going to be booked out for, just like Packwood, good luck. Brisky Canyon, those two group homes there. Poor Lonnie Bean. And there was old Adam. She went through all that snow to be with him. See, just enough. So I'd hang on just enough. Like with Bonnie. There's no way. She was so far out of my damn league. But the Lord, he takes that which isn't. He says, oh, son, you deserve the best. And the best she was. And if she knows Christ is, was, and will forever be beautiful. I mean, God, she was that much taller than me. So beautiful. Auburn, beautiful. Auburn hair. Most beautiful girl you've ever seen. Woman. There I was up there in the loft up there. I don't remember that part. It would only open just that far. And we were all pasted to those windows. All of us that were up there. And you'd have to bang on your door to go to the bathroom. But after I started really making a fuss, that's when I stayed up top, up top of that group. I was like a small, not a small mansion. It was a good sized house, probably 7, 8 bedrooms. Yeah. But all that way to like, how the hell? He's like, shh. She's climbing up the side of the damn house. I'm serious. I've never. This girl, she climbed like a dang ringtail lemur. Beautiful, beautiful girl. Because I know we'd ride the bus down to get on the special ed bus, and then I'd be going down into Wenatchee. And they went to the high school there. But the one bus only went up, and then you'd have to catch the other bus. And then the other kids from Brisky Canyon, they'd be coming down where I would see them all. See, and they were the younger kids. See, but nobody ever raised any questions why he had just a harem of young kids there and then a bunch of older kids up top of the house, you know. And then there was only certain little things, weird shit that was going. Nobody ever figured, you know, they all had ties to these local officials. People were sick, twisted people. And they like little boys. I want to be a real boy. Because they can't, you know, they couldn't be a. It's like you said, they hunger and they thirst and they, you know, and they can't, you know, unless they inhabit somebody. So they roam around looking for somebody to invite him in. She's beautiful. And I mean, climb the side of this, and the snow. I mean, the snow there's deep. We're not talking about a little bit of a light dusting. It would set people around here in a frenzy. Oh, you think they freeze their milk brine down in Tennessee, isn't it? Tennessee whiskey? Isn't that what they put down the snakes? That guy put down in the Kentucky whiskey. I know it's no excuse, but I got up extra early today because I wanted to clean that house for them. I got 50-gallon bags of stuff because, and you know what, the burden was off her this year. It was Ashley. And honestly, it's because I'm not going to say something that isn't true. It just isn't like I'm not going to shoot nothing I'm not going to eat, period. Now, there's going to be a time when we have to just, but it was the best meal. And she didn't have to cook, see, because she's got this, now she's got her store now. She got thrown quite a wishbone. Be careful on what you wish for. She got that. I do remember goose. Speaking of wishbone, Mr. L, I do remember the old goose. We cooked a goose over here over in Bonnie Lake a few years back. Oh God, boy, I'll tell you what, if you don't pull them feathers soon. But it was alive right before we ended up. They're not easy to hit when they're bobbing around, but then, you take turns, and then the one that ends up, he don't have to clean it, see. Over a long distance with the 22, the head, you'd think, but they're bobbing around. We don't let them suffer or anything like that, but then it gets you off the... But so the burden was off her because, just you don't have any time anymore. She opens the store at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that means we got to be up sometimes at 3:30, 4. If you want to actually get some your own stuff done and wash clothes and things of that nature. So you got to have the store. You're there by 5. You got to have it open by 6. The drive-through at least. And then you got people that flake out on you. So you got to stay and close. And you close at 1. You don't get out of there till 3 because you don't have enough people in there because they're all calling out because they got COVID yet they're, they don't have any symptoms, and I'm literally sweating. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention. Remember when I said I was sick and I was sweating to the oldies in there? It wasn't over yet, people. Because when I ran that video and someone said my audios broke, I went, no joke. And I went back and looked and I went, dang it. Don said, yeah, it might be your bandwidth. If you can't get Johnny to come over and look at it because he's a little guru, he might know I bought him them shoes, but he knows somebody that knows God, that has a compassion for other people. That doesn't even. I'm not interested at all if he ever even found out. He needed them because his were, and it made me feel good because he's part of the family. If you've done it to the least of these, and then they seen it too because they treat him like shit because their husbands treat them like shit. I told her, don't go to India. He's gonna end up killing you. That. That's right. Oh, he's gonna kill her. Oh, there's some dirty dogs here. Oh, you want to fuck with me, huh? We're gonna take you back when you go see your mom and whack a doodle. See, so when you get to know somebody, once they let down their guard and the fear factor, see, everybody's scared. So they put up a wall and they're Trump, spells and all this shit. What the fuck? You guys don't wink and work on me. Are you serious? If you guys haven't killed me yet, but they don't know. They're just into their pagans, They don't know. They've been brainwashed too. So then they come here and they get, quote, Americanized. And God, what a stereotypical, just rotten-ass thing to say, right? But they get Americanized. And so they start talking a little shit. They start standing up for themselves, saying, hey, listen, buddy. Which they'll get over it, but they don't like that, see. They're like, oh, you gotta go home with me. And then they realize, well, that 911's on speed dial. And they've been watching, they get a link sent to them that shows them some really crazy shit that could happen if you, me. And she's like, no. He comes home and he's like, all right. So when are we booking our next trip to India? We got to go see your mom, right? Aren't we going to? You think I'm kidding? So once I got into, I told her, and Tawana said, are you serious? Because she loves him. She loves them all. I mean, she's, they're like, oh, we love Tawana. When they finally found out I wasn't there trying to drop an ease or trying to, because, when you're there cleaning, I said, listen, ladies, I work like this no matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter. I'm not here doing this just that, also, I'd be lying if I said she hasn't pulled me to the side and says, now don't you fuck up. Because if you do, this reflects right on me. See, she didn't tell any of them nothing because when Lisa come in, because she's the regional, she says, oh, and she can watch on the cameras too. And she knew she could just tell the whole store had been clean because she was just in there a month before. See, she knew core's coming. And they do core 3 or 4 times a year. Now, this isn't once a year. They come in here and they look like you wouldn't believe corporate. And even though it might be some deadly, evil, satanic, Luciferian, draconian, just straight, there's procedures that they follow so that on the surface it seems so squeaky, and this, and if I can't get this to run off this, here, I mean, I'll keep doing this. Like I said, I'll keep doing this, but we couldn't even get this to work. I did try doing this. You guys are in a box. Let me show you. I tried doing this already. It wouldn't work. My daughter had to shut this down, log in, sign me out, sign me back in, which I don't dare doing. Because I don't, but she knows all my passwords and all that stuff, because I trust her. Because she knew she could trust her daddy. She's like, Michael covered your butt. I said, what do you mean? She goes, he cuddled up, he slid right up in here when you took her. See? That's my boy. I didn't say anything to him. She went the other day when I got her ready to go over to Christmas. And I'll try to stay on track, people. I know it. I buttoned up her nail. She goes, good job. Just like that, she was so genuinely enthusiastic. It was just, I couldn't believe it. She said, good job. Like Papa, you actually buttoned it up. And this is just the sweetest little, just the neatest little thing. So, let's see, what was, oh yeah, let me take a photo of this. Let me show you what you guys are. You're in a box. It's not easy being cheesy, people. It's not easy being cheesy. You're all in a box. You're in a box because I don't want to mess with you. Right down there, real slow and easy, so I didn't mess up any connection. Because I know, Mr. L, how you bump these little Yeti Blues sometimes the wrong way, and they get real funky on you. And plus, I didn't want to. So if I have to keep doing this, I will. Whatever it takes for you guys, I don't care. But sooner or later, we're going to be. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, man, that dude went through fucking hell and high water. Wow. And I know there's a lot of other people have too. And then you're going to see, well, I see this guy ain't going to fit in down here. New heaven and earth. Seen it. Not a whole lot going on down there. They're down there, but not way down there. They can't get down far enough. And they're already begging for the rocks to fall. Things are already starting to happen. Beautiful things. Amazing things. Well, both my brothers, now all my 3 sons, beautiful thing. Now, never has that happened in the history. And then here, this was today, so I could show you. You see the lights on. Nobody's home. This was just this morning. You see the light on this one I'm sitting right next to. Say I got it on. You see the light on the ring of death it's on. But nothing. We're on Twitch. We're on. The camera's on. Mic's on. Here it is again. Right here. Nothing. Blank. Just like it had been. And then on this one, what this says, when I go to do a thing here, it says offline. I never ever had a problem with this one. Well, I can't say ever. I spent 2 days going across the country just this close to having a panic attack because, oh my God, I got to run a stream. They're like, no, what you need is a break and an intervention. You're addicted to this stuff. No, I'm addicted to love. I love my people. My people and counting. See, they need to lock this up. This is the store. I said, what's up? This was the other day. It's still dark when we're going. That's in Washington. That's a state patrol. Right there. On Meridian. And I know her. I know her. Anyway, so they get messed and they get treated like crap. Because their husbands treat them like crap because they think they can, and so they get around. They come and they work and they see, and they've been there 15 years. And know their stuff. Jazz Vera, she works in the back with me. I do a little bit of everything, but like she told Juana, yeah, since he's here, I don't even have to do the dishes. I try to keep everything up on everything. But she's been there 15 years. Our vendor's been there, I think, almost 20 years. Not that same store, but they love her. They love her because she gives $50 gift cards for people that come in on time, and people that don't come in, she starts cutting their hours back. And but there's been a lot of stuff going on, drug use and drinking and just weird stuff going on. The health inspector told me a story when I was in the old what did she call it? She says I forgot what she called it, but something. She got to go. And I didn't want to fraternize too much, but she's standing there, and I thought it was core, and she left it. I was like, no, that was the damn health inspector. So, and she goes, it's going to be any day now, though. They're going to come through. And they do. They come unannounced. They come through, and within, because they start hitting other stores, see? And this is corporate. That comes in and does this. So, and the same woman that did this, our core inspection this time, she did this store last time, because once in a while they rotate them, but they try to keep them familiarized with the store so they can see any progression or any lack of progression, or anywhere where there might need to be some attention paid, some detail paid attention to certain little areas, or the way things are operated, because every store is different. Not all the stores are the same. They're all different. Like, we have no room but the Frederickson store, there's all kinds of room to move around. I did their truck order there before. So now that she's the big wig here, and not just one of the assistants to the big wig, enough to get her to the Christmas parties, enough for me to meet Lisa, enough for me to be at least chummy enough with her to say, no, I remember you. And she goes, oh. I said, yeah, twice actually. And she thanked me for the store. And I said, and I just took the compliment. I wasn't going to go into, because she's very much she just, no, you just straight to the point. She's got a lot of other stores to deal with. And Dwana hadn't told her that she hired me. Because I go, oh, nice to see you again. I was like, that's Lisa. And I remember her. I was like, I remember at the Christmas party from years before. They do it up there at SeaTac, right across from the airport. They have a big old catering thing that comes in, and it's pretty good food, bunch of gifts, mostly all alcohol. Mostly everybody gets alcohol. It was everybody either fifth or half gallon of kind of high end alcohol. And so she was impressed that the store was clean. She was impressed with the fact that I remembered her. And then she actually pulled me aside and pointed out a few things that she wanted me to do. So that made me kind of feel good that she, because she's the one. And then this was when we was at Donnie's house. That's the one I sent you guys on Twitter. Oh, and that when I tweet and stuff like that, those songs, I can't tweet hardly any more songs. I mean, I can't share any more songs on YouTube. Can't do that. I'm not able to do that on my phone anymore. So that's when I do the screenshot and send them. It's to let you know I'm listening to this song. But I'm not able to do that for some reason. And some of the songs that are getting shared on Twitch, I found out, are songs that I listen to, but aren't songs that I had shared at that moment. There are things that I get that are saying my tweet is being sent from a day or two ago. They'll actually just pop up on here. Might even be going right now. And you'll see the little blue line. And I'm talking a stack of them. Your tweet. And I know what one it is because you can read part of what I'm sending. I'm like, are you serious, dude? This is what I sent yesterday. So, it's just one of them things. For now, it's okay. I don't get anxious. Try not to live in the past or the uncertainty of the future, which, don't be anxious for nothing. Be thankful. See, this was over at Don's house. I'm telling you, man, miracles happen. So we asked her to marry him, and she said yes. So there it is. There's by January. This just happened less than a month ago. I'm going to show you a video of him and I that were up there. See, him going with me and Forrest up there, right? Well, he came up actually a few days later, and I took him down to the group homes and everything. We went on a little, it was awesome. And then I ended up going back with him. I didn't want to stay the whole time, because that's all they were doing is drinking, and I wasn't drinking. That's why I spent so much time over here in this forest, because there's forest. I had to get away from forest to come spend time in the forest because they were drinking, and all she was doing, and it was difficult, but I had to get on my face. I had to die to my flesh every day, and I had to get over there. That's right, I had to get over there. They just come by. I got to show you guys. They cleaned up all the ivies, and it's over for this season. I got my license. They got me for $120, and I didn't get anything, and I'm not going to shoot anything out of season, because I don't know if they got anything in their belly. But next year, God willing, otherwise. But you see all the trees? Do you see? Do you see how they're all manicured all the way? Okay, that's the elk. They come and they eat the ivy all the way down. And they systematically do it. They know when it's time to come by, and they come and they browse. They're God's natural little weed eaters. But, oh yeah, they picked it clean. I can see there's not one on there. They had just come through. Just wiped it out. But I'll be in there. Oh, man, there's been a lot of activity over there. If I can get this thing, you guys want to talk Sasquatch stuff. There's so much stuff goes on over there. They've been leaving me gifts the whole time, and they must know I'm not leaving them gifts. That I'm actually feeding I'm hugging the trees. I'm finding salamanders, kissing the things that they must have seen me do over there. But or I am, and I'm not on purpose. You can see where they. And then this is when we went to Donnie's. This is Christmas Eve day. So I was following them in the truck because they had a full boat. And so they all went in. Lily was sleeping, and they all went into Walmart. And so instead of waking her up, I went and sat in the car. Got out of my truck and then went and sat in the car. And then this is her after she woke up. I'm gonna see if I got her when she's asleep right here. She's asleep. I got the door open, the lights on. She's sleeping. This was Christmas Eve day. And this tweet said it got sent, and then like I said, 2 days later, it pulled up again like it was being sent. So I don't know if you guys seen that one or not, but so I'm gonna share it with you now. And then she woke up. And she said, because I wasn't there when she went to sleep. So, did she detect any time passing? Probably not. But she sure said, Papa. And I laughed because she went, it's you. Because she woke up and she had just fell asleep when they all left to go into the store. And then there she's laughing. There she is. She's pointing right there. This is here. I told her, here, say cheese, and she knew I was taking. Then she got serious on me. Good job. She said she was. Oh man. Let me show you this video real quick. So so she said yes. I don't see any more signs of any of that. Something amazing happened in that little family of his. And you know what? And it was even said to me, well, you really shouldn't be concerned, but if any of you are parents and you feel that your son or daughter could be in a predicament that maybe if you made them aware of something that you were under the impression they weren't aware of, it could help critique their decision, or at least maybe extend the probation period, or, because I love my son so much, and he's like his dad, he don't just go sleep around like that. Him and Tanisha got together, beautiful little mixed little black girl, beautiful little girl. Father had to move all 3 daughters up from, I think it was Bakersfield or Bradenton. Was it Bradenton? It was down outside of, about 30 miles outside of San Francisco, up to Redding, just to keep his daughters from and he did a really good job. He was our neighbor, and I grown fond of him, and I was like, because he just popped on the scene one day, and he goes, I couldn't, he was getting crazy down there, and my daughters are getting to the age now, and he goes, look, my head is already on a swivel, and I'm like, damn. And so they both, even though I don't condemn the time frame, this and that, they both, and so my son fell in love with her, and he had never really been with anybody after that. And the whole time, after I'd spent that time in scaling the dragon, he was going through some stuff, and right here, and he'd go over there. Matter of fact, he asked me for my bow, and I would have gave it to him too. He's like, well, you're not going to need it for a while. They all expected me to do that whole 48, 84 months. 84 months. And I said, no, son, I'm going to be using that bloodsucker. But I knew he was suffering. And it's not good for man to be alone, and he's not the kind to just sleep around either. And to a lot of people, that would, he'd be looked at like a freak, just like forgiving people that, hurt you or just want to outright kill you. But yeah, once that fear factor, once that wall dropped enough to where I seen what was going on. And she's not going with him. And I'm not going with you anywhere. I'll go see her, but you won't know, They keep him busy. She don't even have to work. He owns a trucking company. They both very well to do. Their husbands, they take off and they leave. They go to different countries. What I seen in my mind, what they do, and then treat their wives that way, that's because I was starting to take it personal, with Johnny, the way they were treating Johnny, see. And, but see, they observed me buying him the pair, but so it was our Heavenly Father, He wanted him to have a pair, and I wanted him to have them. He needed them. And they used to call him Caillou. The little Caillou. Because he kind of looks like Caillou. Just a bigger version. He just graduated. He's not even 21. And one day he just said, please make him stop. He just came right around the corner in the mudroom. He said, please make him stop. And I didn't say anything, but I knew it was just breaking him down. They were all Caillou, and that night crew gets rough, and sometimes he ends up being asked to stay. He's never late. The kid's never late. He's never late. And now you can't say that for everybody. Most everybody's always late. Always late. And the only time I'm late is when I ride with her. When she comes, when we carpool, I'm not kidding. She even said it today. I can show you the text. She goes, are you at work? Just the other Friday, when I was out late, and I was able to live chat with the Dan Bedondi and Brian Reese and Aaron. I was on my way home, and I got the notification. So dang it, I went on, and when I pulled over, and when I get better service out away from here than I do in my own deal. It's 5 gobble in the goo G I get. 5G on mine when I'm away from here, but yet I can't do a video. Come here and it goes to 4G, and I'm paying for the stuff unless I'm logged into this right here. And this isn't even you seen the picture? She had to. Yeah, man, they just got my stuff bugged up. It's okay for now. It's all right. It's all good. Now, Donnie Steen, who is this? this phone. This is the phone that I had in Texas, and this is the phone that I had before I went to prison. And then this is the phone she gave me. My daughter still pays for. I'm gonna try to get another phone because this one's buggered up. I want to show you this video. This is when we were in Ellensburg. Well, this is not Ellensburg. This is when we were in. This is what gave him the idea to go to Leavenworth. And see, that song came to mind, Moving Through Kashmir. Everything he's singing about is plumb true. Let me see. Here's me and my bro. This is when we was out on the lake. You can see the cross. It's like levitated off his chest. You see that's me. I was a little more robust. Well, I'm gaining a little weight, man. We've been eating good. Not Taco Bell good. We've been eating, man, I've been eating pots of I've been making a bunch of black beans. I like black beans and rice, but look, that's Forrest. This is when we was on his boat. This is right at the foot of Gates. We was right here. Matter of fact, we was in Rainier Beach. We was right in one of the coves, right across from Bill Gates' house. This is right down from Coulon Beach. We launched the boat at Coulon Beach and Lake Washington, right by the Cedar River, where I about ended the whole situation. But this right here, you see the cross? Look at that cross. It's a gold cross on his chest. You see the shadow? It's levitated off his chest. Look. No, that's his thumb. He's holding chips. Okay, where is it? Oh man, last night, dude, this place was like a war zone. People were. Yep. Oh yeah, you ain't seeing what's really going on in the news. They're brainwashing people. All the people that are dying, falling out from the jab, all of it. Okay, where's the video? My baby girl. Right back there. Right back there. To remind me of this video when I was mentioning earlier. You'll see it's not as jumbled of a mess as it might seem. But I can understand what it might appear. And I get it. Alright, let's see, where is it? Where's that video? Video. I'll show you that video. Video. Where are you? Gallery, right here. Let's see. Here it is. This right here is in Leavenworth, right here. And then we did some more of it down in, let's see, let me turn it up. And look, and before you do it, look at, I wonder who would it, look at never eat, hey. Don't you, homie, don't play this. Right there. Hey! See the yellow snow right up there, and dang it, it's right in the right hand side. That yellow snow right there. But here, for hooky bobbing. This is in Leavenworth. This is right before I handed myself over. My son, he'd come up to get me, and then we did this before we went home. We stayed a couple days.
off? No, just put it down. I'm gonna go with 2 hands. I'll be good. You sure? Oh, yeah. Is it?
Oh, yeah. Are you sure? I said, oh, yeah. Because he was really starting to nail it, boy. We had a good old time. And then here's baby girl. Oh, here's a picture of it right here. This is right outside this is Leavenworth right here. This was in the morning time. You don't get a good view of it, but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Here's a good one too. I was up early. I was up before anybody else. A nice, warm, hot shower. They furnished really nice showers there at that campground. You gotta have a key because I even thought to myself, now there would have been a time. Here's a cabin that was right across and they rent these out. It's really beautiful. Matter of fact, 3 eagles. I had filmed them. I wonder if they're still here. And then, here's bottles right here. Here's some of the bottles I found over here. Yep, right here. This is right before I handed myself over. They watched me dig all this trash out, and I was in tears pulling all this trash out. They left 2 bottles over there. The 2 that I was absolutely just, they seen I was physically and emotionally, and then that thing was completely stripped clean. That was the first deer I ever harvested over there. And look, it was tore to pieces. Like something just literally, coyotes, they don't do that. That was the first deer I got, and those bottles looked like they had went through a dam. I can't even get bottles that clean in my damn dish tank down there at work. But they were the bottles that had those really fancy handles on them. So I put them right up there on that smoker. See, and they started leaving it. They put a bunch of push downs over there. And the only thing left, look at the size of that damn spider. I found him on my floor in here. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Got a beautiful green back. If you ain't scared, they're not gonna look at that. Look at that. That's what I seen. He's a big and. And that's when I was with Michael. Little bluegill or crappie or sunfish, whatever they are. That's when I had my surgery. They had gutted me. That's when they left those surgical sponges inside me. I was gutted from top to bottom. Those staples that were holding me together there. Stomach all swollen. I won't show you that one. And then there's that. He made me two shirts. That was the original shirt. Yep. Gone to see Dad. We're fixing a place for you. Be back soon to pick it. Where's the other one at? And then here's the old man. I think I showed you this one. Here's the old man. This is on the property he died on. Right to the left was the trailer. Right there across from Justice off Savio Road. The old man there with his pistol target practicing, which is right down the street from the property Forrest sold, not even a block or two. And then he lived right here, just right here. It's crazy how everything is. But look at the old man, boy. Look, just like old Donnie. But yeah, so let's see, what was I going to say? Something about, so they quit messing with him, and we all there's amazing things that have been happening. Just really, really amazing things, people. And I'm going to have to just up my bandwidth so that I can do this. Don't ever go for the 2. Never. It went 3, 7, and then always 1. And then I got this impression that, son, and then when you watch just a few videos I watch, and then you hear the things that the confirmations and stuff, and he's like, see, and wow, are you serious? He goes, more than any in history. He says, how's that make you feel? I said, humble and kind of a little scared. He goes, well, perfect love will cast that out. Just keep seeking. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added. So, that's what I do. And been doing it well, and working my butt off, man. Working, and like I said, this too shall pass. So I apologize, people. It's not intended to be this way. It's not fair, just like Doug and Stacy from their little deal I share. I'll see you. You know what? It'd be nice to come over and hunt on your property, God willing. If not, we'll see each other sooner or later. But I aim to go and make my little rounds. I'll go back to Maine, maybe check out Dan, maybe go check out the barn. I'd be honored to have you guys baptize me. But it's not necessary, but that'd be great. I've seen some amazing things happen there, right there in the slough there in Tampa. Beautiful. Amazing. That's the day that Madman music died. I mean, yeah, Portland. When I hear your voice, bro, that's what I think. Oh, Portland, Maine. And Ricky Splood. Oh, Ricky. Oh, Ricky. But yeah, so they treat him a lot better. Seen one of his henchmen come on in, and I go, you like that? And he goes, oh, I enjoy it. And he's eating, and I can see this. You can see people in their spiritual state. You see it. Those that are dead in Christ rise first. Oh, they're just sleeping. He said they're sleeping. He let you know exactly what Lazarus, he was sleeping. That's what he's doing. He's sleeping, and that's what you do. You sleep. The dead are the dead. The spirit returns back to where it was given. Only one of two places. That's why there's got to be a new heaven and earth, because there's a level that's where they're able to go. They mock to and fro. Not so much anymore. They definitely don't have any extra. They don't have any new information. Anything they get now are from us. And now they're just biding their time. Just like that old freak show Kamala, Hyena Harris. It's a battle between lions. You know, that is a boy. Not that it really matters, but that's a man. It had nothing to do with telling you something that I didn't want to know, but that's good thing had a schmeckle if it doesn't still already. A little old schmeck, but they worked right from, prenatal. They started freaking that one a long time ago. That's why you see the mother that's in yellow. That's a little boy. But they had already started messing with it from the pills and stuff and yeah, time travel, I don't know about any of that. Don't believe in any of that stuff. Not as far as, it's just all information it's all it's a spiritual thing. It has nothing to do with actual linear time. As we know it. Time doesn't exist in the spiritual sense that way. So, from the way I'm understanding it anyway. So there's something else I wanted to show you, something else I wanted to bring up. So yeah, I'm going to get more bandwidth now that I'm actually I was above water before, but I was still, some things were trickling in. You know how they do, they trickle in and the levee breaks and you have no place to stay, and oh boy. But what'd you get her for her birthday? Because her birthday's on the 27th. Christmas is on the 25th, and everybody's always trying to outdo everybody else. And it was such a wholesome, peaceful, safe, loving time and place. So it was hard for me to, but still, I'm not gonna forfeit the opportunity, that's for sure. So what'd you get her for your birthday? Her birthday? I said myself, not to sound arrogant, but I'd rather be a help than a hindrance. I want to be an asset, not a burden, right? I got her myself. And you know what? You know what she said in front of everybody? She says, Roy, Roy's the reason we passed core. Because, see, she was there before. And the lady let her pass because she knew what she was handed. She knew the job that was just heaped into Anna's lap. Oh, you want a store, huh? Well, I got one for you, but it's trouble. It was so much trouble. There's things that were going on you wouldn't believe. And still, she's trying to. And filthy. I don't know how. You can smell the filth. You go in now and you can smell it. And they tried. They were sabotaging the shit. Just had to keep plugging away and doing it. Just, And these people were seeing it. And they're like, God, how can you do this? I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for the Lord. See? And I do this for anybody. So you don't think I'm just doing it for her, that I'm in here and I'm trying to show you how to do your job. A lot of people are very offended. A lot of people just outright a lot of people just took straight advantage of it. There's people that are managers shouldn't be managers. They don't even know how to change the damn garbage, let alone spray the debris that's inside it because you guys don't know how to tie it in a knot and there's crap that gets down there and then they look in there. The last thing, she said, here, pull that bag up out of that trash can. And Tawana even said, she said, I'm going to kill him if he didn't clean it. Because that's where they were booby. They were putting stuff. Because I was getting down. I was crawling around like a little meerkat. I was cleaning and scrubbing. And because once I get going, I don't stop. If it's dirty and I'm there to clean it, it's getting clean. It is getting clean. I don't give a shit. I'm on my knees. Zamir said, God, how are you able to? I said, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. And so, but yeah, beautiful passed. We passed. She lifted up, looked in, and goes, all right. She said, Roy's the reason. Well, no, it's not. No. It's redemption that redeemed old Roy. That reminds me to be repentive and realistic. Patient, tolerant, understanding, loving, caring. He said, Roy, anytime you want anything with your, I can do. I'm a guru with computers. I said, man, my son's really busy. They got him so busy he was on call when we were over there. Same road we used to, every day used to travel down. Same road out there at Lake Bay, Heron Island. Same exact road. Oh, I want to show you a video of baby girl real quick. And then I'm gonna go in and I'll get this straightened out here. If I have to get a new phone or whatever, I'll do it, whatever it takes. But I really miss doing our little things on my way to work in the morning, just whenever. And just, you know what, I'm gonna run a video. Even if it didn't work, I just, I knew it would eventually. Now it don't at all. Don't it? I haven't seen you in a while, Alex. Where have you been? Speaking of donut. Little donut. Let's see, we got people. Oh, here's another big one. This one here was at the job site. I picked him up too. I had to. I just had to. Matthew's like, he wanted me to work today, Matthew. Yeah, look. I've got correspondence with Trump right here. See that right there? I'll be in contact soon. Here he's saying, yeah, great, right, Roy. On this phone. Oh, yeah, pretty thin. So I go in there, risking my life, my family's life. Would I have still done it? I don't know. Because the Lord had me believe in certain things, that he was going to get all this and that. Because you know what? I was putting my faith in. And God knew it. He knew it. He knew where I was at and where I needed to be. But I sought ye first the kingdom. But rah. Oh, I was a sun worshiper. Not literally, but figuratively, and blowing the trumpet. Oh, he's going to change America. Oh, shit, here we go. The whole time there was blood in his eyes. I just didn't understand why, and the Lord allowed it to happen. He allowed me to go through all this to show everybody and y'all to see firsthand exactly where your faith needs to be. Because he said, and here's what sustains the holy ones. Those that can keep the commandments and their faith, which is their testimony, and their testimony. And the dragon became enraged. He is the dragon. He's part of the dragon system. Of course, there's lighting of the lamps. There's the book before we had to. This is on Kindle. I think I sold a couple copies. I've never even. Here's the crazy thing about it. You want to see the cover of it, and I never said anything to Jonathan about this. Okay, he was an angel. You see those rotating stars? You see that line? Well, all it was missing was this. This is the plumb line. We walk true. He's returning through us. You see those? Those are the stars returning. It's somebody going like this. And he came right there to right next to where I'm working right now at Starbucks, right by Safeway, just a quarter mile away. Oh, here we go. Can't make this up. And that's where we downloaded this. And he asked if he could be co-author. It's right here. Roy Steen and Jonathan Clark. Right here. There it is. Now, he wasn't a believer at first. But after 9 months of that, 9 months trying to get out, and the rest of our lives trying to get back in, boys. Oh, it's not good for man to be alone. So our Heavenly Father made it good. Oh yeah, she said yeah. All the believer, everything stopped. Every single thing. There's like a transformation. He says it's Mr. Steen's job to do the transforming and changing. Sit down. But he said be quiet. There was an angel in the courtroom. Usually the courtrooms are full. I'm usually the last one that goes into court because, they go alphabetical. Steen, Spirit. I always get called in last, or, pretty close to it. Where are you at? Where's the video? Oh, here it is, my baby girl. This is, she's robust, she was. This was the big snow. The big snow we had. This was right out here before we put the fence up. Look at this.
Get the squirrel, baby. Get that squirrel.
This squirrel.
Get that squirrel.
You ever see your squirrel?
Good boy. Oh, I know. You're gonna get that, baby.
That's when this boulder was left. When I went and cut that tree down. This boulder here, Sasquatch left that.
Is that snow, baby?
This big snow. That's Bud and baby girl. And they're both back here now, buried.
Is that no, baby?
Yeah, baby.
Is that no?
Look at the little wench.
Get the butt.
She's jealous. She went and nipped at that boy's butt. She's so jealous. She's such a baby.
Okay, let's go inside. Come on. Let's go inside and get a treat, guys. Come on, babbers. Come on, bud. Let's go inside and get a treat. Come on, let's go get a treat. Come on.
And that's the back door here. You hear their little nails click. Because I never did like to clip their nails because I didn't want to hurt them. So I had to take them in because I was a big baby I just couldn't even let them yelp. So I'd take them in. And see, I felt that right there. I literally got high right there. Naturally just high. Whatever y'all just did. This is what I get when I pray. This is what I get when I do these videos. This is what I get when I get to touch people and talk to people and, do the next right thing. You get this high, this high that doesn't ever leave you feeling guilty or ashamed or remorseful or in trouble or broke or your reputation just completely beautiful. All right, I love you guys very, very much, and it's the grace of the good Lord that I've been able to run this. I'm going to go take them out to dinner, and we're going to get it rolling. If I have to pay the next little package deal up to get the next step, the thing, he said you might need a little bit more bandwidth, that's fine. But they're not getting any of their equipment back. Not in the condition they sent it to me. But yeah, they're not. That's why I send you guys that stuff. Oh, it's so funny. They send me stuff. Oh, they love to poke and poke and poke. There's so much we could talk about how they poke and poke and poke and poke. They've been poking me I haven't had time to do anything. I try to respond when I can with the live chat, so I love you guys so much. But I'm praying, Hannah, Millie, all of y'all. I'm praying. All y'all. Doug, Stacy. Yeah. Mrs. Pounders, Carico, Mr. Hall, all y'all. Everybody. I can go on and on and on. What? Oh, that's this one. What, fool? What you talking about with us? But yeah, a lot of people falling over from that. You're only seeing what they want you to see. A lot of people don't even watch. There's a majority of people that don't watch the news. It's those that are just hanging on to that nostalgia, that are reflecting and repeating this. Kind of like a little repeater tower. It's like, what? Well, what do you mean? There's not enough subscribers out here to warrant a tower. You think if we just had one, it would be enough. Well, yeah, but those things cost a lot of money to repeater tower. But I'm here. I'm not in a gully. I'm not in the valley of the shadow of death. I fear no evil, and I'm still not able to get any. But I got all these satellites. But I need a repeater tower in order to get it. None of that even makes it. But you see all them. When you see all them, whoo! There's so many of them old zombie towers going up now. Ooh, and that stuff is gonna be some microwave deal. It's been really slowing down. I was gonna take a picture of it this morning. I was scrambling to get things going, trying to get juice into these phones. So I got pictures on here I wanted to show you too, but I gotta get moving. I'll do it next time. Oh, there's always gonna be a next time for us. You see, where there's always for truth, there's no death. Because there's no fear. Death, where's your sting? No more of those bald-faced hornets. They sent me right down to Wes's place, right down to, there was Ronnie, little old Scrappy running the whole damn show. High as a kite. Everybody getting UAs, but the ones that they didn't want out of there, And he was one of their henchmen. He didn't even know it, just like right now. He's one of their, I told him, he knows. You don't think his ass would be, but you don't think they'd have him back in prison by now? Come on. They're one of, as he's part of their, they don't do that. They're down, they're begging for the rocks to fall down on them. They're doing what they can to try to just undo what we're trying to clean up. You see, they're trying to just putrefy everything we're trying to clean up, and they're trying to, they're trying to infect everything we're trying to clean out. All that septis. We're trying to, like that salt, we're trying to get her done. Trying to salt them slugs. Well, no, we've been talking. There might be like I said, I'm just being patient. I'm being patient. But that's all the work there is, girls. So, and then, people, they've heard a lot, they've heard bullshit before, but, when they see something different, then they're like, maybe
does he get? They do all that. Not coming, and even that, not once they see I'm a nice guy, and not too much of a, they'll say, hey man, well how come you get to, and I go, well shit, you should probably ask her, because there's a lot of these questions I don't know the answer to. I mean, I have an idea, I mean, she's got a stack of, and I skipped a bunch of stuff and just got right to work, and part of it was that she needed my help, and the Lord knew that she needed my help, and I needed her help, and my bank knew that I needed her help too, just from a really completely unthinkable source. See, the Lord works. And the customers, you guys come in, and I remember you two, the couple that came in, and you said, yeah, and that's what hurts. You see me down there on my knees, and well, it hurts just for a little while. It hurts for a little while. It hurts for a little while, and I think what you were talking about is, but you mean he's got all this, he's got this knowledge, education, he's got this training, and the ability, and the desire and the passion, but yet here he is, right here. Well, this is where the Lord would have me. Oh, so much has been said for here he is. There he is, right here. What a beautiful thing. Just like he said, well, son, I said, there's no way. I'm looking out the window. I'm listening to him laugh. I'm like, please get a little closer. And I'm talking beauty. Beauty. And there was the beast. And the beauty. Beast. Beauty. And the beast. And I was just a little further. He was always there. Looking back now, miracles. Just one miracle after another. One miracle after another. It's going to be like that for everybody. Everybody. Well, most everybody. Those that aren't written from the foundations. And those that, they're born into this. They're basically they're spiritual patsies. That's all they are. They're hoe bags. They're all they are is just housing. They're just dilapidated housing. And you're seeing there, it's all falling apart. Everything is falling apart. And then there's those that have been deceived also. But they've come to a point, and it's almost now, and then that's when the jig is up. It's when everybody's come to the revelation that, wow, you know what, I've been lied to, and then still make the decision, man, it's not for me. That's when you gotta, but when the songs of those that are being redeemed and the screams of those that are being crucified are starting to subside, and then, that's what it's all about, because he ain't gonna let 1 second of unnecessary. That's what got me. That's what got me to turn all away from God. Well, there can't be a God, because there's all this suffering. Well, shit, I'm right at the brunt end of this crap. You start taking things personal, believe me. And he knows that. It's designed that way. They want to keep you just either feeling sorry for yourself, so damn angry out of fear, or so wrapped up in drugs and alcohol and dysfunction that you are just you're just this close away from being a Jeffrey dropping the dime Dahmer, And then there's an angel. I know he's an angel. I know. And then Barry. He come in the other night, blowed out Barry. He passed out right there. And Ariel's like, you can't sleep here. He's like, well, I work today. That's why I need a calendar. I can't read that little schedule. No, you work tomorrow. Oh, he was shot, but he did get his employee mail. Those are supposed to go up. I'm getting a whole $1 raise if she said, if you can hack it nights, I'll give you a $1 raise. I said, are you serious? She goes, yeah, and you're getting paid more than anybody now. So I hope they aren't watching this. See, because she knew Core was coming up. She knew once I got started on that store, I wasn't going to stop. She knew that. See, she knew that. That's okay. And then see, once I got started on those people, because I love you guys so much, I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to give up. Oh, and I was being tripped. I was being ensnared and misguided, misled, lied to. We just just had to stay. You have to stay the course. You have to stay the course, and you have to stay. You have to stay. Sometimes it's long hours. I'll be like, what? You're back at the store? Well, yeah, they called out. I had him go take a COVID test, and I even heard it said, and you don't want to hear this, don't even take one. What? You mean the big ones? Don't even take one? Huh. The big blast tell you not even take one because you know that chance of that coming up positive, and they're just fine. They come up positive. Sometimes they don't come up positive, so we don't take none of that shit. I had to knock down drag out. We're just fine. Just fine. Got a little bit of a headache, probably because I need to start drinking more water. And when you're around a bunch of snotty-nosed little children, you get sick. But they're breaking down our immune system. This is something else. Yeah, people are dying, but it's from the jab. All the shit they're spraying in the air. Oh, they'd have killed us a long time ago if they could. If they had a bomb to kill us, they'd have killed us a long time ago and had just enough of us underground to where they could have fed off us. Because that's all it is. They think they're getting all that there. They'd have kept just enough of us Native Americans, the Native Americans. So that's the closest to the purest bloodline they could ever find. Sure ain't the royalty. Whew, that's a royal shit show there. And it's dead. It's the natives here. That's why they steal these women. People don't know that. And the people in these parks and stuff, yeah. They steal these people. They use these people for rituals. They impregnate them. And they use the children for all their little sick, twisted little fear festivals. Fear. They know it's a matter of time. And now they know they've been lied to the 1/3, see? They know they've been lied to. They ain't getting anything. There's nothing they're getting. But what they're getting is a most certain end to their suffering. Because that's what they're doing. They're suffering, and we're going to put them out of their misery. We're causing unnecessary suffering, and that's what we got to do, top to bottom. That's the only thing I don't do. I work the window for a minute just to see a while back. And, but yeah, that nasty ass stuff. But yeah, that snow is when they left that rock right there. When I cut that down, they left that rock. And there's a bunch of the rain have kind of erased a little bit of it, but you could see where there was claw. Big, thick, deep, robust, very strong nails. Claws. Like 9-inch nails. There was something else I wanted to mention. What was it? There's so much stuff. When I hear my videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, and I really do need to start. If I can't do these regular, which I'm not even going to say, well, if I can't do these regular, I don't like to say that. Because my intent is to do these every single day. I need to, looking back, if I was to go back now, I wish I would have just wrote some stuff down every day for the month that I've been absent off here when I have been listening to stuff. So I'm like, yep, oh God, you're right about that. Oh, I had a dream about that. I had a vision about this. I got this impression. I met this person and that person and all the people that come into the job, to the store. And people, you can see them, you can sense them. It's just says so much to just to be close to people, even in passing, man, to smile, or you don't even have to. Like you said, Mr. O, some people just don't get along, and that's fine. But respect is a must. Respect is a trust that's earned. And through respect, that trust will be earned. And so it doesn't matter if you like a person. You can trust them because they respect you. It's so fucking simple. People are just so ass backwards, and then they live in fear. You know how long it takes me to get into traffic? If it wasn't for the grace of God, I'd never get out of work. There's so much that traffic is just bumper to bumper in the evenings. It's just, and sometimes from 4 until 8 o'clock, man, that thing's just, people don't let you, and as the years wind down, as time winds on down for the flesh, well, us eternal, it's just, we're just getting going.
you could see people get more ruthless, more cutthroat, like, they're like, no, you're not getting in, and they can see the lights red. And there's a car right in front of them. There's like 3 spots. I just need one. And oh no, But I've noticed something. When you can meet eye to eye with somebody, even they'll usually let you in. If you can meet eye to eye somehow, some way, you can just get that connection. Did you hear that? Oh yeah, they've been pushing down some big ones over there. Cut down everything over there except my little natural tree stand. I showed that to Don. He's like, yeah, they probably thought to themselves, because he doesn't usually, he won't even, he won't comment on something. He'll just, keep it. He goes, yeah, they probably seen somebody was using that, didn't want to take their little hunting spot, because it's just a simple little, that was my first one. I just threw up there real quick. Right next to the ground blind. They sure made sure they put a big old pile of unnecessary, beautiful lumber. They just piled it all up over there. Just almost like laughing. They stacked that crap so high. It was like a dang Tower of Babel right on my ground blind. Right across from my natural tree stand. And that's the only thing. The whole dang forest. They left those 3 trees right there. So, but that's all right though. Lord said, no, son, that's because you built that with your hand. It's all natural. Come to change natural times and laws. See? Times and laws. Matrimony. That's a law. It's a law. Should not offer her a certificate of divorce except through this. There's only one thing. And even that could be reconciled, see? But that's the only one thing. Otherwise, she goes out and then you're forcing her to commit adultery with someone else. That's why it's hard to not take into account the fact that when we let a thought conceive, although, all of you women are so beautiful, that is somebody's wife or their future wife or got old Bathsheba and David in trouble. I'll tell you, got David in trouble and Bathsheba, and of course they're what happened to their offspring there. So that didn't turn out too good. As a matter of fact, me and the angel was talking about that. David, one of the workers, King David, he said to me, this was just day before yesterday, he said to me, he's pushing the mop bucket, and he's going, and I said, what did I say? I said, ding dong, the witch is dead. And then Jessica, that's one of the one I'm talking. We're talking. I seen her smile. I seen her smile with her eyes. She knew what we were talking. She knew, because there was something that popped off. Come at me sideways, like, hey, after so long, you just finally have to, you have to finally say, well, actually. And then, King David, he spoke up. He stood up for me is what he did. See, I wasn't going to tell her because it was really none of her business. She was poking at me. And, she might have authority over, but she has no jurisdiction over the truth. And David said, actually, I told him to do that. Well, see, he could tell the truth. And they all looked at her like, you sound stupid. But that's okay. Give them enough rope. Give them enough rope and they'll be spilling their guts. And that's all you have to do. All you have to do is just let them talk, let them keep talking, just like Pink Floyd, just let them keep talking. A little freak in the, who is that? I forgot anyway, their little fantasy land, little freak fairies, wear boots. But he stood, and then he said, he said just about 10 minutes later, it was probably 7 to 10 minutes later, he's not retarded. They say, well, he's retarded. Well, okay. But you know what he said to me? After OEO? He said to me, King, because his name's David. He said to me, yeah. He said, yeah. He's a tall guy. He's a tall, older guy. Probably 60 or so. And he comes
comes in, he does some of the janitorial work. He just works for a few hours and stuff. And he said, yeah, and of all the women in the kingdom, he wanted her. He could have had, and then he repeated himself. He could have had any woman in that whole kingdom, but he wanted her. You see, he's hell-bent for her. So, boy, we get so dogmatic and narrow-sighted and extremely relentless when it comes to our flesh. And if you've loved one woman, you've loved them all. If you've loved all women, you've loved them none. And the same goes with, it's always the same. It's always the same. Unless, of course, you know the name of the game, and then it's not the same. It's like, woo! Whew. Give me my walking stick. It was the soap. And then your eyesight comes back, and you got a bowl of ice cream there. Oh, beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Maybe some cake. You got your cake and eat it too. Woo! And then I go make you something to eat. Have you for breakfast, and then go make you something to eat. You like yours over easy or over medium? Cage-free, truly cage-free. Right down here in the neighbors, cage-free eggs. They eat bugs, stuff. Very little corn. All right, guys, I love you. I'm gonna get some stream. If this happens again, where I can't get feed on my little Hughes net, I even got I brought this with me. This is my baby. This is my daughter's handwriting. She's got all my stuff, all my passwords and all that stuff. That's her handwriting. This is to the HughesNet. This is the long password there. So this device is linked to that. If it acts up like that, I'll go and get the puffed up package, a little more bandwidth, and then it should be fine. But this one, like she said, I don't know why your phone isn't working, Daddy. It's blank. But I'll keep trying every day. We just keep trying, and if it says offline, well, we'll just keep trying. I'll restart it and just keep trying, because one of these times it'll work. It'll work. Because I would love to do a 20-25 minute run in the morning time on my way to work. That would be perfect, just like it used to be, just like that. The Lord said, don't worry, it's all going to be restored to its original dominion. So you got my vote, son, don't worry. So just let it go. You got your video in now. Now you got, not that you care about the time, but holy Moses, how much? 3 hours. 2023, we'll take it. Son got married. He got the yes. Oh, and they are. You can tell they're in love. You can tell. They're happy. It was a miracle. He got that job before he even got out of the dang, and piggybacked on Amazon. They paid for him to go to school so he would drive for them, and then before he even got out of the school and done with Amazon, he got that job with the towing big rigs. Making big, fat, big. Man. And he got his dream cars in the garage, his Skyline. So he's got his Skyline, and then he's got his Toyota Celica Supras. Then he went down to California and got original paint. 86. Oh, I remember when those first came out. Those were smoking Joe Frazier's. Both of them white, all completely white, original paint. And he's got his big tow truck there he takes home. He's on, he's on call when he's not out on the road. They go for semis. He hauls RVs, semis, stuff like that, not small little stuff like this. So, yeah, it's awesome. It's just amazing. What a blessing. My brothers, they're sober. If I could just get him from... And he actually went to jail and had to bail out because one of his girlfriends overdosed on that crap. almost doesn't even merit saying it, but you could see the anger in his eyes with the shit that he's peddling as far as those pills, those blues they call them, because the people that died around him, he doesn't do them or anything like that, and I know that for a fact. But it's almost like no, like they're like I see him on the family was, hey man, can I get one? I got a bag of it. No, you know better, you know this shit, but yet he's, it's the weirdest thing. But just like the knockdown, drag out fights in the houses when the presents are being unwrapped. Oh no, we're ripping the house off. Are you stupid? You should have ran that by me before we went into, it is December. People do have their trees up. You didn't think that we were going to go and do it. And I said, well, because of the whole, the camaraderie and the memories and stuff, Fred and all that stuff. Just the normality and the safety and the health and the prosperity and the warmth. Just so that in itself, that's why it's so difficult to tear away from this. If I didn't get me a tree, but I got me a pole, I was fixing to burn into that. I just don't have any time. I got some more. I got some. Yesterday I was looking at some stuff after freehand some stuff and start on that pole. I just ain't had no time. So now Herb and Night crew's out. We passed core, so that's good. And the store is deep clean, so they can't sabotage it fast enough for us to go backwards enough. And that's what was happening. It was literally they were trying to keep it. Cut a few of them. Satan, the enemy, to go backwards, but we was getting so deep clean so fast, so consistently that they couldn't keep up with it. And so just little shiesty, little shit, little here, we're going to show you this and that. But we were gone so, and then when Lisa, the big boss, pulled me to the side, because she was there, she does her little rounds, but when Cora comes, she comes, a couple times, within that period of time that they're announced to be there, that she sees stuff that, amazing stuff you wouldn't think that are, oh my gosh, oh yeah, they'll look there, they'll look there, they'll look here. But once she, then I knew I had the okay to, and then other people heard too. Then they started hearing, because everybody get petrified. Lisa's here, they know when their car's coming through, she'll go through the drive-thru even just to see if she's getting an upsell, how you treated her. You think I'm kidding? Tawana does it once in a while. And then she comes in and they see her and then she'll park and then everybody's pretty much petrified. But then we were talking because we talked right in front of this small kitchen. Where? I said at the Christmas party. Few times, and then Tawana leaned in and she went, oh, and then something else, and she went, oh. Well, that was back when and then she went on and said, well, that was back when I was, so much more heavier or whatever. And I said, well, shit, you made an impression on me. I think you look great, I wasn't bullshitting her, and I was still doing what I was doing. Everybody was just petrified. So we became fast friends. And Tawana didn't think I'd remember. I remembered her. All the big higher ups, they sat over here, and then the smaller kind of higher ups went here, and then the manager and the system manager stuff. They don't go to the Christmas parties, but they're at the store, and that's what they're trying to achieve. It's that ultimate Christmas. Oh, that's the Christmas party, because they give the higher ups quite a bonus. Tawana, I think, a $500 bonus. nuts ass stuff while their wives are there, right? And they should have retired by now, but they're at work. And she gives them $50 gift cards and stuff like that. And they're like, God, we really like. Once they knew I wasn't there, just recently, she's like, man, one Pullman says we don't want her to go anywhere. She treats us really good, and she'll bring him in food stuff. She used to bring in people. She would cook food, rolls and stuff like that. But like I said, the burden just got way too much on her, and people exploit her that way. They put her in positions where they just wring her completely out, and then the house suffers and stuff. That's why I ended up helping out, because I seen firsthand what she does, and I appreciate it. And even though it's, she wouldn't necessarily be in that position, at least in that fashion, if it wasn't for the dysfunction that she still burdened around, all the suffering and the trauma that she went through, and then had to go through it again there at her dad's this year. And I wanted to say something. Went and gave everybody a gift except us and them and her and her daughter. But yet you see the dysfunction in the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, and just the molestations go on. It's the saddest thing you've ever seen, and it's just crazy. Yet you don't hear that getting reported. They take children from people they shouldn't and leave the children with people they most certainly should not. And to let everybody know, and trying to hurt people's feelings. I said, why do you go through this? But at least Tisha, she was like, thanks for coming. I got a big old thing of cocoa. She gave me a gift, though. Not that I need it when I don't want a gift. Because then you feel obligated to have to give someone else a gift. I tell them all, I am your gift. Said that years ago. Don't get me nothing, because I ain't getting you nothing. I'm not getting you anything. We're each other's gift. But I got Coco, and she said, thanks for showing up, because she knew Twana didn't want to go by herself. Neither did Cecilia with the children. Of course, they didn't get anything. But all the other children did. And can you imagine? Now, how can a person walk around in a house with a good 25 to 30 people? Sean and Carl, remember Carl, I told you about him, he's died of the alcohol. Still drinking up a storm. 3 beautiful little, I think 4 little beautiful little girls. Just couldn't heel tone. He was just pickled, completely pickled. Saddest thing. If they all get presents, walking through that house, and, that's where I first met her. Right there, Stanley Seaford. Right off 38th and Pacific in Tacoma. Yep. Yep, that was your grandpa built that house. And then they moved out to Lake Bay, and then the dad got the house. Been there for 30 years. Don't deserve it. But everybody showed up there. Sean and Carl and all the kids, they were living there back then 30 years ago when I met them. Those snot-nosed little kids, now they got snot-nosed little kids, and all just completely just all messed up. And Tawana worked so hard, and now she's the one that usually cooks all the meals. She'll go over there and cook the meals, and she'll cook all the meals here, Thanksgiving and dinner. So this year, it's a miracle. She didn't have to do anything. Went over to Donnie's, went over to her dad's Christmas Eve, had potato soup, because it's a tradition. Tisha made it. And I got to visit with all the kids and stuff. I've known them for, like I said, 30 years. But just to walk through, announce that it's time to give gifts away, and then nobody did, you're almost like, craziest thing. Not that I'm into it, it's just that had, took place. And for all these people, it's almost like. So, I'm glad I went so I could support her over that, try to. But so that's why I step up, help out a little bit if I can. It's my house, I got it. I know I was supposed to rest yesterday, but I got it clean yesterday. I got it clean because I don't even have time sometimes to do damn laundry, and I gotta have clean laundry. I only got 1 pair of black pants. I gotta get another pair of black pants. Because Lisa's like, and she didn't want to say it to us. She goes, and those pants he's got, they're getting a little gray because they're black Levi's and they're starting to wash out, and I need black pants. And he can't wear that. He can't have a white t-shirt under that shirt. I know, I told him. I've kicked him off my floor That's how Lisa's very, she's perfect for that position. But those people in corporate, and it doesn't matter if it's franchise or not. They run it corporate. They run it like corporate. If you don't, well, you ain't part of the you won't be running long. They got these people. They got them fucking snapped right into the positions, or you don't last long. And most of them eat the same, eat the food, and they're right up in there. If your head ain't clear, and that music they play the same crap. Oh, I'm changing it when I go back. I'm changing it. There's a way to change it. I'm going to change it. And I notice the kind of music they play, the kind of music they pump into there. But I've noticed the focus on certain things at higher levels of management. And it has a lot to do with the food, the diet. I'm telling you, when you eat that food there, and you got that music, and you're with that, and you're part of the corporation, you become part of that, flock. You become part of that plumage, birds of a feather. You become part of that sick, ill eagle, that sick bird. That's just the way it is. Nice. I remember her husband took his life a few years back. At least he wasn't like my aunt. It was all demonic. Decided to do it right there in the kitchen table so your children could see it when they come home from school. But he ended up leaving and doing that. But left her with 2 children, 2 daughters, and then 1 child that she adopted. And all demonic stuff. So my heart goes out to her, and just the fact that he did leave her with a couple apartments down in Lacey, but she had to move out of the house that they lived in when the incident took place. But you can just see the pain that it wears on people. But this is why it's important to share, to confess one another's. And like you said, John, it's not because you go to another man to cleanse our sin. No. What it does is it strengthens other people. When you buy somebody a pair of shoes, and you don't glorify yourself, but you just set them there. Well, they go in and wonder, who did this? Well, somebody that obviously knew I needed a pair of shoes. Well, that good intent gets the honor, glory, and praise. And all good things, right? Because we learn to be creepy. We do. We learn to be creepy. Yes, we're born into a sin nature, but we learn this stuff. We learn to be the scapegoat, the class clown, and the sociopaths. Like I said, I don't met a few of them, and the one was right where they were supposed to be, but the Lord used that individual because his heart, you're on your deathbed. Oh, I believe it. But like you said, John, who knows when they're going to draw their last breath? And so that's why it's coming like a thief in the night. It's a metaphor, but yet it's also literal. It's as literal as that one match in that kingdom. Just that little match right there, just one match. And I've seen it burn twice. I've seen a match burn twice. I've seen it ignite a whole force blade, just a little spark. Guide a huge ship, tiny little rudder, that huge ship. But no bottles, Dan. No bottles. Jars and maybe vessels and bowls and stuff. But I don't think there were bottles. No bottles. No bottles. So even just the word bottle should, no bottle. Oh, they were intelligent. They had giants building those pyramids. Ain't no aliens. They might have looked like aliens. Something from that derives itself from that primordial, dark, sinister, is fear. That's all it is. casts out fear, and that you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Oh, Mr. King, he was on it. Mr. King, he knew, and I know he had his issues, and that dude, he had some serious issues. Not from history books I got this. I seen a glimpse of. I was like, what? Yep. But he had a damn good point. You have nothing to fear but fear itself. Fear itself. Itself. And that's all it is. Itself. It is so selfish. It's you. It's a human number. You are the only thing that can get in between you and God's love. It says there's nothing that can separate you from God, His love, except sin. Now, He can love because you love the sin or you hate the sin. But once we come to that awareness, once we come to that revelation that this is what separates us, well, there is no longer a sacrifice for sin. And at what point in time does that? That's the whole thing. Wouldn't want to know. See, that's like having the combination to eternity, and then, the devil going, having a that's something that, there's an order of things. And things have to systematically be engaged in order for this revelation to become us. And the more that we cry out, the more that He's exemplified and lifted up and praised, and that reflection starts to really manifest itself right here, right now. And they can't wipe out this natural signature that bears our heavenly Creator. It just, boy, does a bear shit in the woods, pardon my French. Whew. Yes, it does. We have a big one that used to live on there. I don't think she's over there anymore. I think that this disrupted it enough. But they're still over. Those Sasquatch, they're still over there. There was 3 of them, I'm pretty sure. Now, there's one big one over there, left over there now. I hadn't seen him yet, but if I can run a stream over there, I can show you some wild stuff. But either way, stay ready. We don't have to get ready. I'm going to get going. I'm going to take these girls out to eat. I know they're already there. Because I told her, I said, I'll be just a minute. She looked at me. Because once they seen this wasn't lagging, because I almost was in tears. And I go, look, honey, it's doing it again. And she's like, well, I don't know, Daddy. And I heard, just be patient. Just be patient. And I went. I think I picked up Lily and gave her a kiss or something, put it down. And I looked, and it was in real time again. See, like this. Because when I started, if it doesn't do this, if I put my hand, if it doesn't go like, if I don't see it moving like that, and this ticked in, then I shut it down. I shut it down, and I hear, cheer up, Charlie. Long suffering. Just if you see it, if you get a notification, you go on a live chat, remember, refresh it, remember where you shared your things, you're not sitting there squandering your time. And then go back down in the live chat and see if it's there. If it's not there, well then don't squander any more time. Just do what you're doing. So when I got the damn Badondi, and then my Erin, my pink flower emoji friend and sister, I was on my way home. Man, that was a long day there. She's been scheduling me for 10 hours, but man, there's sometimes I just have to leave at 8, but I have to just, I just get so damn tired. But she's giving me a tip, a whole $1 tip, if I can do nights. But she says, now, I'm not going to be closing with you every night, because there's nights when there's times she's going to have to go back to days. As soon as she gets a full night crew, or she gets a night crew she can trust, she's going to go back to opening up again. Because she's on salary. She don't do hourly like we do and all the other managers. She goes, if there's a slot that needs to be filled, she's the one that fills it. No ifs and buts about it. She's the next in line. It really honestly isn't right. It's not right. She does 60 hours in a week sometimes. That's crazy. And then she just got a week off and her birthday, and she had to go in. That's nuts. And she allows him to do you can have the rest of your day. So you're not in here and it's just another, demonic beast system designed to just suck all your dang time. All work and no play makes, Tawana also a dull girl. And I love her and care about her. It doesn't matter if we're... And the other thing is we get along so much better when there's nothing emotionally invested. Nothing. So there's nothing to... I don't even get angry when she goes, Roy, I need you to... Because I know she's doing that because she's, and then she has to let other people know too she's not playing favoritism. But she could be running her own damn deal, her own show, man, a little brunch, breakfast, lunch, and be done. Completely out of it. She knows all the stuff. She knows how to order. She knows the front end, back end of the house. She knows how to do it all. Everything from beverage director, which she did here at Culpeppers, which I still pray for her. She just didn't when it worked out with Delilah. Isn't that something? Square D. I had no idea that was the owner's daughter. They're talking to Jasmine, and there's Jasvir at the work, and then now Jessica. But I ain't even went out on one date. I haven't been out on one date in 30 years. Not official date. But like I said, I try not to anticipate too much and get too anxious for anything because I know I've already seen too many miracles. Our Heavenly Father's not going to leave me hanging. Either He's going to return in His fullness through us, and then I won't need, that'll be that. But I truly believe God will never separate what He's doing. Yes, He is the groom, and we are the bride, and there's going to be no more childbearing, this, that, but there is going to be life. And I seen it. It's like a big culture. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I seen. I seen the culture. I seen Ivan, just like Ivan, Big Ivan, the gorilla. Ivan and Jewel and all these. I seen it. I seen our family. But I think what it is our generational family, the family that's been buried. I think that's what I'm seeing. No actual childbearing. They don't need anywhere. Because there's going to be no death. But I think that's those that died in Christ first. Those that are dead in Christ will rise first. I think those that died in Christ that went to the grave those are the ones that I seen. But it's a big old, like Alaska. That's what I seen. A farm. And I seen life. And I seen a bank every week. We're going to be meeting with our Father, but we're going to have lives. There's so much land we're actually going to have. We're getting new bodies, and we're going to live just like these lives, minus the sin. That's what I seen. We're not going to grow old. And but I seen children, and I've seen people of all different ages and all different colors, just like Sting. That was Jesus in every part of in that illustration. Not just him. This could happen to you, just like it happened to me, he said. You had the Middle Eastern there, you had the black dude, you had the little midget, little you the devil. Little Friday after next, you had a little Mexican dude. That's all it is no respecter of persons. But I seen it. I seen this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful landscape. The way it was in the beginning. And then all this land that we were going to get. Obedience is so important. There's an order of things. When things are out of order, it's a love story. And it's fear that takes us off that narrow path. It's fear. God, but what if? Or, I know what I did. It's shame and guilt too. Shame and guilt will keep you ensnared and tripped up. People, don't go for it. It's a new day. Gosh, I gotta get going. Mikey's out doing door dashes. He made $900. That's partly another thing too. It's in his own little head. I love him. I said, I just gave him a gift. I gave him my dab ring because I ain't doing the dabs.
judge. He just pulled in. Now tell me there is no God. Here. Just pull. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, $900 on DoorDash. So even if I could run a stream here, I have to be cautious at certain times and this and that. So, but yeah, fear. Perfect love cast out fear. I'm gonna try to get over and shoot a stream, or even if I just do just a video and download the video, if I'm trying to do that. If I can't do a live stream, which I'm almost certain I'm not going to be able to with my phone, but hey, I'm going to be optimistic. I'll do a video over there of the stuff that I've been finding. I'm almost certain all three of them are still there, if not more, but one for sure. And yeah, $900. He came into the store actually. He came into the store, and I went, Mikey, DoorDash? He goes, yep. $900. That's not bad for 1 week. That's not too bad. Wrecked his car, so he's using Cecilia's. So when they're arguing, I got to stay out of it. And it's difficult to try to get to resolve an issue, whether it might be, just in someone's head or just something that, if there's no communication, if you don't communicate. Oh, and I appreciate you guys' call. Keep calling. I know it's kind of subsided a little bit, and you send me that little, hello, this is Shannon from your, one of my little, and I say, hey, good morning, have a blessed day. A lot of times I'm at work. Now I've got my earbuds. I lost my earpods. So she got me some earpods for Christmas. She gave them to me early because she knew I needed them. And what was that? What was I saying? Earpods. I wasn't going to give you the list of stuff that I got for Christmas. There was something about the earpods that I wanted to share. But while I'm on the Christmas stuff, I got a thing to laser the hair on my body so I don't have to nair it, which I brought my nair with me because I'm going to need my daughter probably to want to do my back, and a towel, so I'll use their shower because I don't have Jeffy there to do it anymore. She got me a little laser thing that is no joke. She goes, I spent $100 on that. I said, you're not supposed to tell me how much a gift costs, and they're going to buy me gifts even if I beg them not to. She goes, it's something you'd use. And I tried it out, and it lit up the whole head. This thing is for real. This thing is no joke. This is really a laser, and I put it on my skin. I was like, oh my gosh. All it did was make a mark, but I didn't do it enough times. And the hair did. It fell out. But I can't see going through all that. So I'm not doing that. I got a tattoo gun, big old kid. I won't be using that. I said, did you save a receipt for any of this? She goes, it all came off Amazon. I said, well, if you don't mind, I'm taking this stuff to the flea market. But, let me see if he needs help. You got more stuff? You want me to help you pull stuff in?
Oh, no, yeah, okay, yeah.
But, yeah, perfect love casts out fear. And if I have to, I'm going to get some more. Like I said, a million times, I'll just keep saying, I'm going to get some higher bandwidth. I got a few bucks in my account, and they're going to directly take it out. I got it like that. So HughesNet will take it out of my account. I got to make sure there's enough in there for that. I got buddies taking their little deal out for my mattress. I was able to hang on to that. Got my bills down now. And so I'm going to try to get a bigger bandwidth so I can do a stream at the house. It's quite cozy. Got it all nice. Got my nice little Asian motif really going on. She got me an Asian picture from her little offer up, her little Facebook group. And I put that there. I've got a nice little Asian thing going on there in the front room. I haven't been home hardly at all, so I haven't really been using those. My phone, my electric bill's getting whizzed down. So my point is, I'm going to be able to get that. If I have to pay the $120, I'm going to, whatever it takes to get that bigger to get it so I can run a stream. Because I'm not having what happened before. Like, I would have never known. I never known that I was being muted. I would have never known. And Don said it could be that you need a broader bandwidth, or it could be that you're just, you need to update your computer, get a newer computer. But either way, I love you guys. And I'll be doing these more often. I'm now in a position now where I'm starting to see in the next couple weeks I'll have enough money where I think I'll be able to get a new phone, and I'm still going to give you my phone number. I don't care. I'm still giving my phone number. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I don't care. I don't care, and I know there's a bunch of weird people who are going to. I don't care. I don't care about that. If somebody feels like they need to call, man, and just to hear I don't care. I want to be there. Whenever you call, I'll be there. So I want to be that one, because you guys are that one. You that one. I'm going to sleep good tonight. I got to get up early and go to work. Hopefully I don't have to be in until 8. I usually am in at 5. Because I got up real early this morning. This morning I got up early because I was going to run a stream at the house, and I see it didn't work. I was going to put this in the box. Tried on the phone. Of course, it didn't play little games. I just woosah, did my little workout, little house done, come over here, spent a few hours here working. She got home around 10 or so, and then we fiddled with this for a while. And, yeah, so they're happy. They got their internets. They're on a different power thing. They're on a whole different, like I said, the power could go out from this side over, and then the park may be on, or the park could be off, but this house will be on. But yeah, we had a big power outage. There was thousands of people for 3 days out here in Graham. They tried. The Lord said, "Oh yeah, they wanted to Shanghai." Plus, it's also like a little test too. It's a temptation, but it's a little test. I want to see how people are going to act, what they're going to tweet, what they're going to say when all the power just shuts right down. And now it's why it's good to know how to rough it. If you know how to rough it, then it won't be so bad if it happened to take place within our little time frame before we go laid to rest. But either way, we're set. See, that's the beautiful thing, and we're all going to meet each other sooner or later. And I'm telling you, I've seen this culture. Oh, it's a jewel. It is a jewel. So I love y'all. It's getting dark. I was going to help him move stuff. And see, we get along fine when we're face to face. It's just that when I'm not around, it seems like, gosh, it's like, shoot, what the hell was that? I was like, what is that? I don't even know where that shit comes from. Well, I do know where it comes from. I know where it comes from, and that's all right. It's okay, and it's just fear. It's fear, and perfect love casts out fear. See, I'm in his parking spot right now. But if I would have been facing that way, the sun is making its circuit, so it would have been in there. So that's why I moved around. But you'll see it if you go back to the center. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Amen. For your prayers. Thank God. My brothers are sober. Oh, it's a blessing. And my brother's going to live. He's going to live. He thinks he knows how to drive. That's what makes him dangerous. Because he don't. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Well, we're going to be running it. We're going to be running it. If we have to do this right here in the box, we'll just go ahead and we'll just go ahead and I'll be saying, what's in the box, boy? All right. I love you guys, and we are going to, I know they want to get going. I think we're going to go to, that's Michael. I know. See, they're already like, I know he's still on it. They're still on. Look, they're there. Okay, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Hold on. I'm getting off right now. I love you guys. I love you guys so much, man. I've been thinking about you every day. Don't think. I'm always praying and thinking about you, and I get flashes. Somebody played The Girl Can't Help It today. He ain't been playing much. The girl can't help it. She needs love. Journey. You're playing that this morning, and then you also played. You haven't played that in a while, and you also played The Kiss of Life or something by Sade. Not Smooth Operator. Kiss of Life or the other one that we've been playing recently. Oh, I love you guys because we're on the same page.
We're all on the same page. And yes, you are absolutely right. Oh, and Dan, you're getting way more views than you might think. And they're flipping out, Casey. You're right. They are flipping. Smooth out. We're in it. We're in the thick of it, guys. We're in the thick of it. I love you. I'll see you soon. I think I might have Thursday off. I got to look at the schedule. She's been scheduling me Saturday and Sunday because now she don't even care who she has to explain anything to because she's the boss. But it would look kind of weird that I got 2 consecutive days off, especially weekends. Those are choice spots. And he's opening, and he got a day shift. But we're gonna figure. I'm gonna get something rolling. You know what I was gonna do today? I was gonna beg my daughter to set. She even said today, Daddy, why don't you do another on another platform? And I said, well, I was gonna do it. I had wrote these down a year ago, so I just haven't been led to follow through with it yet. But I was gonna have her download Twitch on her phone and see if she'd let me just come out and do it, or just sit in the kids' room. But they're running around and stuff like that, yelling and stuff. It wouldn't be fair to you or me. And on her phone, just to let you go, hey guys, I'm still alive, I'm just letting you know everything's fine, because I love you guys, because I care about you. That's why a lot of amazing things are happening. Some of y'all are coming into the store. Some of y'all are coming in and getting yourself a little 7-layer veggie burrito or something kind of like that. You're staying away from it. Okay, I love you guys very much. I will see you very, very, very soon. We're going to be running it. We're going to be running it mobile. We're going to be running this stuff. We're going to be running it. Love you guys.